And hello, everyone.
Hello.
On Twitch and YouTube. Let's go. Hi. Happy Saturday. We are Hard Knock Dice. I am Jonesy, your dungeon master for this evening. And these people surrounding me are your heroes for the evening and my best friends. To go into our little announcements, we only have one, so that I know of, is our charity run for Extra Life right down here below. Our Twitch users can go scroll down and donate to Extra Life, which if you don't know what Extra Life is, they raise money for children's hospitals all across North America. We are raising money for Children's Healthcare of Atlanta, and we are also giving away some prizes. So go donate to that. At $1,500, we're going to be giving away a digital copy of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. At $2,500, we're going to be giving away a SteelSeries gaming mouse. And at $3,500, we're going to be giving away a SteelSeries gaming keyboard. So go check them out. Open up your hearts and your wallets to a great cause. Other than that, I don't have too much. I had any other announcements around the table? No? All right. Then we shall hop into our recap. Last we left off, our heroes were still waiting on their leased airship and pilot, Nilbo, to arrive in the lunar-obsessed town of Moonwatch. Most of the party went to the Moonwatch Observatory, fried pickles in tow, and enjoyed a fairly relaxing evening looking at constellations and lunar activity. Milo linked a star chart owned by the corrupted and now deceased Ragnar Dyrtuli to a constellation depicting the Traveler, on which he noticed an odd lavender hue on one of the stars, a seemingly new discovery. I don't know why I look away. I always lose my place in my recap when I look away. Kaushik also discovered the early stages of a blood moon hiding just behind one of the full moons. Gandalwin followed a suspicious Madison, one of the new adventurers they've just met in Moonwatch, to find that she was afflicted with lycanthropy. Within moments, Gandalwin quickly learned that Madison was somewhat of an adopted daughter of Ragnar, and she was looking for his killer. After tense moments and some pleading to come clean regarding her affliction to her party, the two split. Later that night, Gandalwin's dreams were plagued with thoughts of Mirk and him placing blame on Gandalwin for his death. And Gorum dreamt of the tribunal of ancestors and previous grudge bearers before him. They blessed his path forward to fight Zoriat, but did remind him that those in the book must be judged. I froze in my intro.
Oh, boys.
I froze in my intro. That's awful. Where did we leave off?
Great.
Where did we leave?
Facial expression too.
Oh, we wake. Okay, wonderful. We wake up the next morning, and I have a couple of things before I turn it over to you guys, or at least one thing. Crowley, you wake up the next morning, bright and early, and you see a small pouch slid up under your door with a note attached to the front. Going up to the pouch, you quickly find 75 gold tucked away inside of it, and a note which very quickly becomes apparent that Nichols himself wrote it, and you can't help but to hear his voice as you read the note. And it says, "Thank y'all for the wonderful company from you and your friends. We wish you the best, and Boldre willing, we'll share a drink again. Nichols."
He'll tuck the there's nothing else, then he'll just tuck the note into his jacket.
Okay.
Hold on to that, and the 75 gold, which I guess was the extra we paid for the transport, right? Or
It's about 75% of what you paid back to make the trip over.
I trust him even less now.
probably just gives a nod, like it's good men.
Gandalwin. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Nope.
He's gonna tuck it away. That's all. It's okay.
Yeah. Gandalwin, you awake on your bed. That's it.
That's a good start.
I would hope. I'm glad I woke up from that experience. I'm going to ponder.
Everybody comes to various times in the morning. Some of you had more drinks than others. RTM waking up in a mud puddle with Bill, who is loudly snoring right beside you. Several of the you would assume the Moonwatch citizens would be staring at this dinosaur and his companion, but they are not currently. They're looking at a little bit more of an interesting sight that they have found as you sort of blink your eyes to the hangover sort of encroaching upon your mind. You look out and you see the circle of fire surrounding an airship just sort of hovering slightly above the ground. You have a couple of people that are just sort of sitting there looking at it, not seeing an airship so up close as you awake, and Bill is just sort of leaning on you at this point, and he's getting a little bit heavy and it's making it hard to breathe.
I started off by rolling a Constitution saving throw to see how bad the hangover was. So, that natural one, I'm just gonna like gesture at the airship and start to go, "Oh, don't worry, and then just vomit pickles all over the dirt."
Okay.
Whole pickles, not even chewed.
Yeah, no, chewed up fried pickles.
Oh. You get a couple of more glances back and like a couple of people just stepping away from you. Holy shit, that smells awful.
Yeah, well, at least that one wasn't directly on you.
I see our ride is here.
Yeah, it looks like it's definitely here. Let's just tell the others if they don't know yet. Yeah, I'll go do that.
Bring me breakfast wine.
Well, you've got pickles right here, and I'll just walk away.
you just hear
Weird honking.
yeah.
Y'all, I still
Russian
I've got something else I gotta be
vomits.
doing. I'm so sorry. I'll see y'all later.
I gotta go.
However, go ahead.
Did Nobel like illegally park? Is he like in the street?
He's just kind of around. He's not in the street,
Okay.
but he is in an opening
Okay.
fairly close to town.
He's like crunching on somebody's house a little bit. Okay, just making sure.
He made himself very apparent because he didn't know where you guys were, but he's made himself
Sick.
very apparent for you guys to find him. The rest of you get together down below in the room. You guys see Jeremiah and his crew already down there eating away on some breakfast. You guys can do the same as well. If there are any conversations you guys would like to have over breakfast about your travels coming up, after a few moments, Nilbo ends up walking in. Oh, smells good in here. We can get some food. Ah, there we are. And walks up, sits down in a chair beside all of you, and we'll have breakfast with you.
Artyom,
Yeah.
as Nibble is here, that means we're going to be leaving.
Yeah.
That means we got to. Whatever we're doing with Mirik, we got to do with them.
We can do it on the airship.
And if it doesn't work,
Then we can send him home,
How?
I guess.
how? We are going to the middle of fuck ass nowhere.
Okay. Maybe we can preserve him and bring him back when we're next through. I can try to do it now, but I'm still feeling pretty terrible. Something that I was wanting to have my A game for.
Right. I don't want to just haul his corpse around to all over the fucking place. We can bring him back, that is wonderful. Give him a second chance.
Quick
But-
interjection. Are we at 1 or 2 exhaustion? Because I cannot remember.
I am at 2 now. So you
You're
should
at
be at
one.
Y'all had one long rest on the boat on the way here, another long rest since we've been here, and this will be number 3. But then, Artyom has been greater restoration once.
No, I have not.
Milo.
Milo
Milo
was.
has been greater restoration. I'm sorry. I knew somebody got greater restoration.
So Milo's
Right.
at 1. Our team is currently at 2.
Right.
I'd like for the chance for him to come back. At the same time, if it is his fate to rest, then I would like for him to rest.
Okay. We can do it before we leave. Okay.
Few moments of just finishing up breakfast. Gainwin Madison is kind of eyeing the table a little bit, and after a moment, she just not really eating too much, but picking. She walks up to the to your table, and Gorham, she looks at you. Can I speak to you, please?
Sure.
Separately.
Why not?
I insight check her since I know why she wants to talk to him.
Sure.
Just see if it like I'm just trying to get like a aggressive intent or not.
Go for it.
Dirty 20.
It doesn't seem aggressive, at least not outright. But it does seem someone's like she's conflicted.
Okay.
Gorham, she gets up and goes outside to one of the tables sitting out in front of the windows of the Moonbeam and Brew, and just sort of sits down waiting for you.
I will follow her.
As you walk out, her eyes sort of look you up and down, look at your the dagger on your belt. Can I see that?
Sure. And I'll take it out and hand it to her.
Kind of takes it in her hand, starts playing with it. Doesn't speak for a couple of moments, and it's just sort of awkward silence. Just she's sitting there. She says, Your compatriot told me that you killed Ragnar Dyrtily. Is that true?
It is true. He died a warrior's death.
It's more silence. It's like she had a lot planned to say, but is just currently holding it back. Like there's a lot planned to say here, and she's just real silent. Looks up between you and the dagger a whole bunch. In a couple of moments, she gets like starts aggressively like spinning it in between her fingers, and then slows down.
Are you all right?
Probably not, but that's beside the point. I was She sticks the dagger into the table. I was convinced that Lucas killed him. So I followed his nephew around. I was gonna take something dear from him, the same way he did for me.
Oh, well, it was not Lucas. It was I. I promise you, if I thought that there was any hope of redemption, but he was too far gone.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
I forgot to open my character sheet. $22.
Madison is the only emotion that probably the entire party, aside from Gainwin at this point, is seen from Madison is just a snarky, attitudinal girl, and that's it. You see a bit of water well up on her eye line, like physically restrains it from falling down her face, and turns away a bit and just says, You know, I like you and your friends. I do. I hate you, but I like you. Every single one of you have been, or at least the three that I've had close, more intimate conversations with, have been truthful and upfront in a world where people have been trying to delicately put things and dance around the truth because they think they're shielding someone from something. So I respect that.
Well, there's no real point in trying to dodge around it. I assume you are close to Ragnar.
He is a bit of an adopted father, I suppose.
And he was a good man, I assume, before the taint of evil, or whatever you wish to call it.
What is good? You think the silver flame is good? Yeah. Yeah. So
I think Lucas is a good man. I think Ragnar must have been a righteous man before he fell to corruption. That's actually why I keep his dagger with me, as a reminder. It's rather disturbing, his fate. I walk a similar path as a holy figure, or I am the hammer of vengeance of Clan Envern, the will of our ancestor gods. And to see someone who was essentially chosen by the Silver Flame, if I'm not mistaken, corrupted. Even someone with a righteous path can be corrupted. It's shocking. So, I kept his dagger to remind me of that.
well. She looks at it for a moment, says, "You can keep it. I don't need them anymore."
Are you sure?
Yeah.
And what of Jeremiah?
He'll be fine. I've made sure of it so far, and I'll keep making sure of it. But she looks through the window of the moonbeam and brew and looks in. Probably meets eyes with you, Ganowin, as I'm sure you have a deep interest in what might be happening out here. You see her look inside, stares at you for a moment as she catches your eyes, and then her eyes
Give her a bro eye, like, what's that?
get a brief eye roll, and then she looks over looks over at her own party. She says, "I have a tough talk myself coming up in the future with them. So his fate is going to be on him, on how he takes that news. But
Well, as long as you're not trying to kill him anymore, I guess." And I'm sorry about Ragnar, truly.
yeah, me too. Good talk.
Indeed.
Yeah. She gets up and goes back to go inside, and she pauses beside you briefly. Like, you think, when you turn your eye a little bit, you think that she's gonna try to, like, pat you on the shoulder or something, but then it's like, I'm too socially awkward for this, and she just walks back inside and goes and sits down with her party one more time.
Yeah, I'll pick up the dagger and go back inside.
Who currently has the bag of holding?
Koshik.
I will be fervently taking things out of the bag of holding and putting them in my satchel, and also taking food off the table and putting it in my satchel.
Okay.
Nice.
For plant growth, is it like an overnight thing, or like do they walk out the next morning and see that their fields are just double the yield?
I think it works more as like a super fertilizer. So it's like when the plants eventually grow, they will now grow at like twice the fruitfulness, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's like I gave them mega fertilizer.
But I think when we spoke about it, like it was around harvesting time, so I'm wondering with the timing of it all, if it just like here are
I
these
guess so.
here are these pickle plants, because pickle plants are a thing in Eberron that's canon. Fuck you.
Oh shit.
they
right off the
they
vine.
double in size.
Giant.
Anyways,
Sick.
Audrey and Everett Goggins eventually make their way down their little bags and whatnot with them after seeing the airship. Also, Erish making his way down, gathering your things as well, packing them up neatly as he does. For those that haven't already grabbed their things, he starts bringing them down one by one, and sits down by the party and has a breakfast himself. So
It just occurred to me, where are we sending your parents? Looking at Milo.
I don't travel much.
We're literally
What's-
about to go to the like worst place possible to take them.
Well, I wasn't implying we should bring them with us.
Yeah. Like scraping up the last bit of egg yolk with a biscuit or something.
What's a good place for two people to live in the area? I've never lived anywhere outside of Eberron. Other than that, I've either been on the run or with y'all.
I will send Milo a mental message like we could leave them in the Bearwood with Lydia and their mother. It seems like a pretty okay place. I know of nowhere else this far west. But I just didn't. Oh, I know. I just didn't want to say the name aloud because apparently we have enemies everywhere.
Nodding at the completely mental message.
Not a bad start, at least. They can always, move later. With other friends, Gandolin, maybe.
And we'll earpiece
Okay.
message you the same information.
Pew! That is pretty out of the way to go all the way back to the Bearwood. That's travel time we're losing.
Do you have a better suggestion?
Looks at map. This river goes right up past road.
Milo opens a new tab to look
Yeah.
at the map as well.
Which is right next to the Bearwood. Meaning they could take a boat up, travel the last little way to the Bearwood. Unless I'm mistaken, this river seems to be pretty safe to travel on. Damn.
especially if it's
I don't know.
yeah, especially if it's a larger like
Yeah.
passenger faring vessel. Yeah.
Right. Like, the odds of them getting the rest of the way there, just fine. I've seen almost about as good as if they were traveling with us.
Look across the table at them since they came downstairs.
This is y'all's future too. What's your input?
Your mom kind of looks at your dad real quick. He looks back and both kind of look at you. Well, sweetheart, I mean, I don't know. There's all we've ever known is Sean. We kind of just followed you on your word here. So if I mean, we're gonna believe you wherever you send us is gonna be safe. I mean, I've never been to the bear. Wait, you didn't say that out loud. Never mind. I've all I know is Sean. So wherever you send me is. I mean, I guess we could just stay here. It seems like a nice place.
What are y'all's thoughts? I mean,
It's a little close to Sharn, but
How far are we from Sharn?
About a day and a half's travel via boat.
maybe a little bit further away.
All right.
Out of
Maybe-
character, still trying to get the map pulled up.
Maybe a little bit of a name change might not be too out of hand in case
Oh.
people start asking.
Absolutely.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
But then you get to choose whatever name you want, and you can choose something beautiful or exotic. Not that your name isn't already beautiful.
Thank you. She's like the beginnings of offense starts as soon as you say you can choose something beautiful. But good salvation. Good save.
Man, I always lose track of things on this map.
also in case anybody may have had a long night or something, if we still want to check in with the observation lady about the weird sky things, we should do that quickly.
Yes, what did you guys not look after her last night? I don't remember what happened. What did he do?
We went to sleep because it was like super late, and we looked in on her with Milo's drone, and she seemed to be home. So
Although,
Oh,
before we head out, we should go speak
She
to
hasn't
her.
skipped
Or
town
at
or
least I
anything.
should.
okay,
Absolutely.
yeah, but I'm going to go get things prepared. I assume Gandalf and you'll help me. Does anyone else want to aid in this process?
Sure, I'll help. I don't know what you need from me, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, just, convince him that he's got things to say for. You understand that as a husband and a father?
Aye.
Okay.
Koshek, since you were there with me at the observatory, will you come with me to talk to her?
I'm gonna look over at Artyom because I did tell him when he first decided he was gonna do something with Merrick that I would help him.
Oh,
Do you still need my help?
sure, if you'd like to help. If you
Milo, I did promise Artyom I'd help him already, so I don't think I'll be able to go with
Okay.
you. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all right. Hopefully this will be a low intensity discussion, but I'll let you know.
Still shouldn't go alone. Just saying. Just in
Orm and
case.
Crowley will go with them. They're keen eyes and sharp
Oh
wits.
yes.
Looks over.
Unless you'll have something better to do.
Sips tea. I'll go with you.
Perfect.
Awesome.
You can do that crazy thing where you go super far, right? So if anything bad happens, you can just grab Milo and
Oh yes, we can go quite far.
yeah, see that's perfect.
Then once he is done eating,
Alright.
that is where Milo will be heading. His stuff already packed and all that.
Okay.
I guess so too shall Crowley.
All right.
And I guess we are going to put some boxes that have bodies in them on the boat.
Okay, taking
I
them
thought you
to.
said that you wanted to do it before we left.
Before we left, I mean, at the very least, we need to get the other like taverns on there. I didn't know if you wanted to perform it elsewhere. I
I
guess it make more
assumed
sense.
you were
You want to
saying
like
that
do
you-
it on like the dirt?
Yeah.
I thought you just might want to do it on the boat, so it'd be like out of sight, out of mind. But that's fine. Either way. So
Yeah, there's plenty of options here. You have plenty of plant
yes.
life and like open field, and you also have a wood. You also have the garden on the boat. You have tons of
Right.
places.
Take
Where-
them
where-
to
where do
the
you wanna
new
do
battle
this?
beam. That's my plan.
okay, sure.
Okay.
Meldrum, help me with this. This thing's very heavy.
Of course, lad.
Okay. Very well. Where's Gorham going in this process? Is he going to go with the squad going to Mirk, or is he going to go to the elves' house? I think I answered my own question in the middle of that, but go ahead and let me know.
I'm going to the elves' house.
Oh, okay. All right.
Plot twist.
Very well. So we will split this off into three things. We're going to handle the smaller portion of this first, and a little bit, hopefully at least a little bit emotionally less charged. However, Milo, Gorham, and Crowley take off.
Oh, I
Oh.
will give Crowley my rat before leaving.
Okay, the glow stick. Gotcha.
Thank you.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
got
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
What is it? Is Crowley just going to carry the rat like this all the way to her house?
He'll put it in one of his pouch pockets.
Okay. The three of you make your way to the town. Milo, seeing your drone last night, it doesn't take too long to find. We're approaching probably 9 a.m. in the morning or so, but you find her little house with the couple of telescopes and like skylights on the house. Sort of whimsical in design, like very curvy in nature. But there it sits. You're just gonna go knock on the door.
Just
Few moments, and a very tired Zipporah Dinsmore sort of peeks. You see like a curtain get pulled back from the door, half closed eye. She peeks. Hello. Can I help you?
Yes, ma'am. We spoke to you last night about the strange occurrences with the constellations. You
Yes,
ran off quite rapidly.
I remember.
We're going to be leaving soon, but we needed to maybe talk about that before we do.
Sure. Give me one moment, please. He closes the door. After a few moments, opens back up the door. She's like in a sleepy time robe, cup of tea going on, and opens the door and it's please come on in.
Well, wipe my shoes and come on in, being all domestic and polite and stuff.
Probably be right after him.
Okay. Well, it's nice to see you all. I don't believe we've ever had a... Well, you have my name, but I don't believe I have yours.
Yes, my name is Milo.
Crowley.
Gorham.
It's a pleasure to meet you three. What piques your interest in the constellation? She seems like it's not uncommon knowledge that elves meditate. They don't sleep, so it's odd to see this sort of sight. But it seems like she's had a troublesome meditation at the very least. But she's sitting there. What piques your interest in this constellation? What questions do you have, I guess?
Well, we're really not sure. We found it at a location of interest for some work we're doing, and we're just trying to get some information on the constellation and any of its magical or quasi-magical implications, as well as anything to do with this strange hue that you said is not normal.
Well, that I don't have information on. I told you that was quite the discovery on your part. I've never There are plenty of stars that give off their own colors for different reasons that we can at least surmise, but the Traveler is not a known constellation to have any of those. So the fact that it is taken upon it implies some sort of cosmic happenings in the last, I suppose, year or so.
And also you said that we came at a good time to see it when we showed you the constellation. Is it not normally visible? And if not, what is the frequency or pattern?
Well, it's not always visible from the same places, and you have better views of it during certain times through the year. It is, as our revolution go and we go around, our views of it change, so we don't always have a good view of it. And good views come around at different points in the sky, maybe every 3 to 4 months or so. So you're at about that time.
And is there any significance to it that you are aware of with your knowledge? Magical rituals, any interactions, just about it in general?
Of course. There are some say that the planes between our realm, the material plane, and the primordial, more chaotic planes are thinner when the Traveler appears, and also that change and chaos reign more freely when she looks over the skies.
You said Zarthena?
Huh? I said nothing like that.
Is it the plane that the Traveler was on?
No. She says the planes, the more chaotic and primordial planes of the elements between the material plane and the primordial planes are thinner.
Are thinner. Okay. Sorry, these is not great.
It's all good, dog. Zarthena threw me for a loop there. I should have just said yes.
I was like, I've
write
never
that
heard
down
that
as an
before.
NPC name.
This man said, huh?
I just inadvertently named the BBEG. He didn't even know.
Dang, crazy. And as I am writing these down, Milo is jotting down all the stuff she's saying too, like a little notepad.
Yeah.
What about interactions it may have? And thank you again for your time.
Yes, it's no problem at all. Interactions with what exactly?
Any particular other things? I know there was someone mentioned a lunar event. I don't know. I'm an engineer. I don't know much about any of this astrological
Yes.
stuff. So
a
complete new.
young lady did mention did find, it was a good find, a blood moon, one of Eberron's 12, revolving right behind one of our full moons. So it was, again. However, I do believe that's actually, come with me. And she like goes to the rooms as you follow, and she goes to the room where all of our telescopes in the skylight are, and she starts pulling a book. It's like lunar phases of Eberron. As she pulls them off and starts looking through, it's like, see, a blood moon. One may go through it every 3 years or so. There are certain occasions though where blood moons can line up, and there are certain predictions that say we could get multiple blood moons this year. So as long as predictions line up, that we could see a night sky of Eberron blood moons. Be a tremendous sight to see, and for the science as well.
Excellent. I'll be sure and keep note of that. See, the problem is I'm not even sure what questions to ask. I'm sure that doesn't make your job of helping us any easier. For some context, we found that that star chart that I showed you while investigating a subject with potential malicious intent. and we don't know what the significance of it was to him.
Mhm.
So until we know what the significance is, it's difficult to figure out what to do with that information. So I guess that's why I was asking about magical implications or anything you could think of relating to that.
There are some. I mean, and the few that I've named are the most prominent. I mean, of implications and whatnot, but certain people find their own significance among the stars. So if this individual was just particularly interested in the traveler, or perhaps he spotted it exactly what you did and saw that hue.
Perhaps. Thank you for your time, man.
Of course.
If we had further questions, is there a good resource anywhere, or any particular books or anything?
Looks at her own bookshelf. Well, not from my personal collection, that's for sure. But
Well, at libraries or
Sean
academies outside of Sharn, or
outside of Sean. Sean is a great resource for many types of books, specifically Mulgrave. But any of your other larger cities, collections of knowledge, wrote, and the like, Ato for religious texts, those sorts of things. There are some that say secret knowledge, and knowledge is lost in among the moorlands of Kyrie, but anyways, they're scattered across Corvair. I'm sure you won't have any trouble finding them.
well, we definitely have more than we did before, so thank you very much.
Of course,
Sorry for interrupting your morning, and you have a great day.
you do the same.
As Crowley rises, he'll brush himself off and say, I do hope you will give due credit to our friend here in any scientific journals where you publish your findings on this matter.
I didn't expect to be publishing it, but sharing it, certainly. I have just a first name, so.
But Crowley will actually look to Milo on that note.
Yeah, she does as well. When she says that, and you're talking about due credit, I do just have a first name.
Goggins.
Milo Goggins, very well.
Crowley will pat Milo on the shoulder and then make his way toward the door.
Off we go.
She's opens the door for you and says, "You have a great day." And the Goggins event, perhaps a name for this instance.
Muted.
I didn't hear a word you said after great, because it froze.
Oh, she just says, perhaps the Goggins event is a good name for this instance of color in the sky. Anyway.
As they make their way out, it's like, another feather in your cap for your parents, Milo.
With a, just kind of a troubled smile with that, like,
We zoom out our camera as these three walk along the streets of Moonwatch to a clifftop scene just under the Moonwatch Observatory. A battle being etched into the sand and rock of this cliff face overlooking the sea. There are waves crashing down below. The box is sat down on the dirt. What would you guys like to do?
Wait, what all needs to be done for this ritual? You're muted.
Sorry, what was that?
Say,
I was
what all
talking to myself.
what all needs to be done for this ritual?
I will need to prepare some things. It's going to take me a little while, but I will need you to call out to a soul and get him to come back. Convince him this is his place.
Alright.
In Melgrim, in Koshik, you wanted to help. Okay. Well, we're going to be making a new body for my friend we are trying to. So I'm going to set this up. And Koshik, I will ask that you help act as a conduit for this transformation while we're doing this.
What exactly does that entail for me?
You should feel it when the time comes. You're a healer. You know how these things work. Just do what comes natural to you. And yeah, never mind. Okay. And yeah, I will start creating a mound of dirt inside the battle beam, roughly the size of a medium-sized humanoid, and we'll have from it an extended limb outwards that will then set the other body next to it as if they are touching, with the side that is whole, of course. And yeah, we'll, after all of that's taken a while to get set up, we'll start the whole process along.
Very well.
I am gonna take the postcards and stuff that I had put in the casket with him in hand.
Okay.
If there's, I don't know how this technically works, but if there's any kind of ability roll that he needs to make, I want to give him guidance.
Very well.
So, RTM,
When
I mean,
RTM.
not Gandalf, yeah.
Okay.
Gandalf to everybody. Everybody gets guidance. I'm just gonna touch everything.
As if Koshik was going to go last, I would allow that. Sure. It's taking most of RTM's concentration to take this, like it takes your concentration for your resurrection spell. So I'll say that it's fair for you to be able to do that. Very well. You guys lift Merrick up, set him into the one side, connecting, covering him. Who's going to start us off with our skill challenge?
I can, sure.
Okay. Go ahead and say what you're going to do, and then the skill you would like to use to do it.
The skill that I would like to use to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will call out to Merrick Storganski. You need to come back. You have things to do and people waiting on you. The time that we had together, in which I grew to know you, I saw many things about you. Responsible, kind-hearted. You knew what needed to be done, and you knew what you wanted to do with your life. Ashamed as I was for the things that had happened to you, I feel it is time for you to come realize these things that you have left behind. I see everything about you, and your story is not yet done. Come back. Come back to your friends, to your life, to Gabriella, and to everyone who cares about you. And I would like to roll perception.
Okay. DC will be a little bit higher,
Sure.
but go ahead and roll with disadvantage and a D4.
And a D4. Okay, that might help. So that's a 14 and a 9. So that will bring it to 19 total.
19
So
total.
we're to 1 on the D4.
RTM, as you speak these words, you feel your voice and just sort of your meditations the other day, sort of centralizing your mind a little bit more than it's been. And RTM centralizing Artemelk's mind. RTM's mind has been scattered for some years now, but sort of bringing it back down to earth, to projecting these thoughts out, and not just out, but also into the earth, and what you're seeing in front of you, seeing Eric's spirit just sort of standing there. You can almost visualize it. You can almost see him, but he doesn't look the same. Who wants to go next?
I'll go ahead and go. Stand there with the postcards in hand, just kind of looking down at them. Mirik, when I first met you, you were you're still a kid. Yeah, it was barely much older, but at least I had a couple extra years to have a little more experience. And you came to fight for glory and well-being of our people. You believed in it very much. Then that happened to you, and you're crippled and tossed by the wayside, but aside from a fucking chair, anyway. And that, from what I could tell, didn't really seem to bother you all that much anyway. You made your peace with it, and your peace with everything that happened. You didn't hold it against anybody or anything in particular. And, the world, everybody, I think, needs some of that. And of course, Gabriella would be very sad if you didn't come back either. Never shut up about that damn girl. Something to go back to, and perhaps if this you come back and you'll have legs again, and you can take her around these places that you've seen. Maybe not the ones that are a little more dangerous. There's more to do, and I think more for you to experience and spread that kindness and peace that you seem to hold. And I guess I'm going to be trying to roll a persuasion check.
Go ahead. It's D20 plus your persuasion plus a D4.
That's a 16 total.
Okay. One more skill check needed.
And I'm sorry, and I just I was just gonna place the postcards on his chest and put one of his hands on top of him.
Okay.
Is it my turn? Is it Malcolm's turn? It's Malcolm. Let's go, Malcolm.
Milgram, yeah. Oh, lad. Merrick. I just only met you. I don't know much about you, lad, but I can tell you're a good, kind-hearted soul. And right now, the world needs more of you. More of us good, kind-hearted souls right now. With the way it's going. Come back. Find you someone you love. If you already do, go to him. Build a family. Teach your kids how to be a good, kind-hearted person like you are. And well, persuasion, I guess.
Okay, rolling the same skill will increase the DC. But
no, not intimidation. That wouldn't work.
you can choose whatever skill you want to, but I'm going to ask you to
Flexes on him at the end.
Role play how you do it.
Insight.
You're going to do insight?
Sure.
Tell me how that's supposed to work.
For how I sensed he was a good, kind-hearted soul?
Very well. Roll a d20 and add a d4 to it.
All right. D4 time. Okay, D4, just give me a 1. So that'll be 19 total.
Okay. Typically, these checks are only 3, but there are 4 people here. There's been someone guiding you through this process. So Kashik, you'll be the 4th and final voice for this. Go for it.
All right. With the way this is going, I'm going to go ahead and state that I am going to be double rolling, so I am rolling persuasion as well. I'm double rolling. I am going to be rolling persuasion as well.
I understand.
I'm just going to call out as well to him. I don't know much about you, but I know how much you mean to my friends. You're important to them, and so this is important to me. From Artyom's word and from Gandalf's word, you've done so much good, and there's so much more good to be done. And if I'm being honest, we could use your help. All of Corvair could. The whole world could. And I'm gonna roll.
Go for it.
And I'm very nervous about it. And that is a 17 plus my persuasion, which is 17 plus 7.
Okay. Few moments of waiting after reaching out to this spirit of Mirix, calling out, trying to persuade, trying to see him, knowing who he was, no matter how brief. Couple of moments go by and sort of rumble beneath the earth starts to happen. The ground and the cliff itself begins to shake a bit. Artyom springing forth from these one of the two on the opposite side, the other limb, sort of erupting from the ground. Just a massive tree starts erupting out of the ground and up through it. Leaves unfolding from either side of them as they're just going straight up into the air, probably 60, 80 feet now. As tall as the observatory itself at this point. Stops after a moment, stays there, and the base of it splits open, just splits off. Stepping from it, you see a feathered individual, wings around his back, arms, comes stepping out. You see an Aarakocra in Mirix's gear. And again, when you see sort of in his hands as he steps out, the couple of postcards, sunlight hits his eyes for a moment. What the hell happened?
Well, yeah, I saw that you're having some I saw that you're having some trouble walking, so I guess the god saw fit that you could fly now. You died, my friend, and we brought you back. I knew you back kind of looked better, if I'm going to be honest.
Holy shit. So
You can fly. You have a bird head, though.
what? Give me a
You-
mirror. I better still be cute, so help me.
Yeah, you're a cute.
Ah, still is subjective.
Yeah, look who's talking. Holy
I
sh-
never claimed to be pretty.
Sort of realizing what's crumpled in his hands currently. Shoves them like quickly into a pocket. I am. Thank you. I don't.
Yeah, you
I-
don't need
This
to
is
thank
not
us.
normal everyday stuff. Thank you.
No, it's a great
No.
amount of it.
Not at all. It's a miracle.
He takes his wings. He's a white Aarakocra, just sort of out on either side of him, sticks him up into the air. This is something.
Pretty impressive, lad.
You can
Hey.
see a whole lot of world when you can do it from the air.
I don't think Kashik's ever seen an Aarakocra before, so she's just like sitting there in absolute fucking awe.
I just want to say on the roll on chart here that we have a customized chart for reincarnate, and I rolled a natural 1 on the percentile die, which is birdkin, and there's 3 types there, which is Kinku, Aarakocra, and Owlfolk. And so after a couple of moments, Merrick sort of, you know what, you're right, runs past you, Gandalin, towards the cliff, and just off the cliff,
Don't fall, you fucking okay.
straight down. After a couple of seconds, you finally see. All right, not quite used to it quite yet, but that was a big risk. And floats back up onto the cliff. Maybe I.
Let's take it a little slow first, you know,
Yeah.
till you got the hang of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Just coming back to the
Son
land of the living. is it?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Corvera
it's
Jesus.
An experience. Might want to take it slow.
Right. Yeah, good idea. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Take a little getting used to maybe, but
Yeah.
I want to shake off like my awe and then step forward towards him and extend my hand and say, I'm so glad that I can finally introduce myself. I've heard so much about you. My name is Koshik.
Koshik. And he reaches his hand out and he leans forward and like goes to kiss your hand and like pecks it. It's like, yeah.
you're gonna have to relearn some of the like smooth talking, huh?
I was so good at it.
Oh yeah, totally.
But now you can whistle even better, though.
You have to relearn that too.
Yeah, it'll be good at time.
I think you're gonna be just fine.
I think you're taller.
I've always been taller than you.
It really isn't much to brag about, honestly.
Oh yeah. Still gets
No,
to you.
I'm really fucking short,
Yeah.
unfortunately. That's why I'm more sneaky than you. Smaller profile.
I don't know what else to say. This is incredible. This is...
It's another chance.
I hope Gabriella likes birds.
Yeah.
It's going to be rough.
Can I insight check that?
Yeah.
What that reaction just was?
Sure. Go for it.
16.
The mention of her name, and he's pained by it. A new start. Fresh beginnings is always nice. So,
Lots for the sea.
lots of it.
Just don't get kidnapped this time.
Speaking of, this is not where I was, so
No.
where
No,
am
it
I?
was not. We're still pretty close to Sharn, actually. Right across the river, the Moonwatch.
Moonwatch. Looks past the tree, sees they have postcards here.
Probably. They seem to have some like a gift shop thing where they had like shirts and stuff for the town, so I bet they have postcards.
Looks down at his clothes and whatnot. Yeah, probably
And
some
some-
different threads.
Some clothes that like better fit a like bird body like you have now. Birdman body.
Walks up to the group from this thing and like extends a arm out to you, Melgrim, just to give you a handshake. Comes up to you, RTM, just, hey. Thank you. I am lost for words.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of ruined your life in many, many ways. It's the least I can do.
No, my friend. And he brings you into a hug. Says, you made
Yeah,
my life.
I mean, I will literally have to lean on him to do it, so... Please, thank you for everything.
Comes over to you, Gandalin. What's your AC?
Oh shit. 19.
He goes in for like a fake punch, stops, and just
Oh, shit.
and goes in for a hug.
I return the hug, and while I'm hugging him, I'm just gonna kind of very low whisper, just whatever happened with her, I hope you can make your peace with that as well.
Pulls back a little bit. I'm working on it.
It's the best any of us could do.
You are always a good friend. A good friend.
Could have been
Men-
better.
Mentor is questionable. Friend, definitely.
I don't think anybody could say I'm a teacher worth any kind of shit ever, so we'll stick with friend. That is fine.
You are worth at least one half shit.
This is better than no shits.
I think so.
Wonderful.
I am hungry, so
That would make sense. You were dead. For until just now, so probably pretty empty, especially new body and everything. So
yeah.
I imagine you will need lots of food for lapping about all over the place. It can't be easier than running.
You're probably right, but I don't know. I don't know. It's been a while since I ran, and I've never flown until just now, so I have no fucking clue, friend.
well, let's go get something to eat then, and then you can find out, I guess.
Yeah. Guys. Turn coat. Walk back down the cliff. The Moonbeamer brew.
I will hang back on the side of the cliff
Okay.
for a little while. And I've been rolling wisdom saving throws straight since I have advantage as a as a Kalashtar for not breaking down. But after people are well out of the way, Artyom will probably just break down and start sobbing because he's finally able to like get somebody back after all the loss he's recently been aware of. So it's just like, yep.
There is a very large memorial behind Artyom of this achievement currently. I don't know if the observatory is going to be too happy with it, but
Observatory can suck my nuts.
It's on the other side from where the telescope faces the moons.
regardless, I don't think Artyom or Artemelk would give a single flying fuck about what the observatory thinks in this momentous occasion. But they walk down, and it is walking down to the Moonbeam and Brew. Artyom, just an overall incredibly positive feeling for Artyom's sort of redemption here, and then also Artemelk's recently known loss. The party makes their way back, you two meeting back up at the outside of the Amethyst Star. Milo's parents still sort of waiting around on instruction, and a newfound friend in tow, who goes into the Moonbeam and Brew and sort of leaving you guys outside content with your accomplishments, and then immediately comes back and says, I think a hole was cut in my pocket. I have no money. Can someone spare some coin for some food? And he holds open just like this big flap that his shirt, just a big cut came through.
I'll just hand him the 5 silvers that I still possess.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is more. He hands you back 3. I think 2 shall do it. I hear they have good fried pickles.
You also need new clothes, right? Just
Yeah.
Hold on to it for now.
Aye.
Will do. I'm going back to eat.
I have.
So,
I'm not sure how to use
those
them.
3 silvers, just keep those till we've got you properly supplied.
Curls them back in his hands. Says, all right, turns around to go back in. He also turns back around. I'm not exactly sure how forks and spoons are gonna be, but this is good.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
It's gonna be real funny.
Worst case scenario, Gander, when you can mama bird the food into his mouth.
Oh yeah, I will totally do that.
Why are y'all like this?
As Milo says this to Kaushik, as those 3 roll up on the rest of the party, sort of standing outside of the Amethyst Star, and Nilbo is standing around. Right then, so what is the next plan?
How do you feel about the shadow marches, Nilbo?
I'm out here on an adventurous fee, so that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going.
Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that you are so enthusiastic about our destination.
Right.
Well,
Let's chart a path, shall we? At least my map's on the boat, so
sure. Give us a moment. We'll be up there momentarily.
whenever you're ready. Goes back up on the ship.
Yep. Oh man. So, your parents, you're sending them upriver, yes?
Yes, I was looking over this map. We were discussing somewhere tropical back at in Sharn.
Okay.
We could drop them off en route and get them on a long coach trip up to Stormholm.
To where?
Stormholm, by the way, is
Where is
I
that?
went ahead and did the math. Is 1,800 miles of coach.
Where is it, Cody?
Are you
It's
talking
the
about?
very north tip of Ondair?
Yeah. You guys have passed Stormholm actually once on your trip from Reckonmark to to Passage, when you went around the top, you passed by Stormholm. I described that place to you, actually.
I don't think that's tropical.
It's
No,
not.
It is. The mages that run it use magic.
How
to
does
turn it into
Milo
a
know
vacation
that?
resort?
It's the
Apparently it
house,
is well
it's
known.
the seat of House Lalarandar, or however it's pronounced, and they use their weathery type kind of magics to make it as like a premier resort place.
Right.
So it would be pretty
Oh.
much as popular as known as like the Bahamas or something.
Yeah.
She
It's
also
apparently-
made you aware of another tropical place she's been looking at for Tuki Tuki, which is on the southern islands above Zendrick.
And what might the
Sure.
fees be to move your family to Stormhome, which I understand to be a tropical paradise? Quite
Apparently.
expensive, I'd imagine.
Very weird that
well,
it's tropical so far. to the
Based
north
on
of the river.
usual rates, it would be about 200 gold to get them up there, plus, lodging and food and such.
Gracious.
Where does Tuki Tuki?
Sort of southwest of, very southwest of Sharn in the Thunder Sea, north of the islands of Zendrick.
That's not on the map
In-
I'm looking at.
In
out of
the
character,
ocean.
so-
No, it is not.
What would it cost to get them there, DM, on average?
While you're figuring this, I might add, you said to get there. I meant cost of living.
Well, I mean, I got a fair amount of gold, so.
But do you have tropical Bahamas gold? That's the question.
Audrey speaks up. So, well, I mean, I've looked up cruises and whatnot down there, and about if that's the trip there, then it costs about 15 gold to get there. But that's just to get there and back. As far as living on the island, oh jeez, I don't know. That would be heaven. I've never even looked into something like that.
Well, I can't promise it's permanent, but until we get done with what we're doing, at the very least, it could be a safe and comfortable place for you to be.
She looks at Everett, looks back to you. Am I going to Tuki Tuki? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Can a boat be chartered from here?
He's gonna whip out his iPhone and look up living
That's-
rates in Tuki
Yeah,
Tuki.
that's
God, we get this woman Tuki Tuki.
Crowley looks over to I'll teach you about investments later, Milo. But for now,
This isn't an investment. This is
the investment's gonna
an
help
escape.
pay for the rest of their time there. Trust me.
Has Mr. Goggins gotten his resume together recently? Like
Oof.
updated.
Natives aren't gonna like tourists. We can't send them there looking like tourists. I know from experience, anyway. But
He's an islander. Duh.
Maybe Kyrie is landlocked. Pretty sure. Or Kyrie is landlocked, I think.
ignorance of a mainland. No, I'm kidding.
It's actually not. There's a
it's
big
not.
river, so we're good.
We could actually just check and see if there's any boat going up that way, Milo. If you'd like, I can go check myself. No need to Google it there.
So we're gonna. So we are figuring out where they have to be to just take a boat to Tuki Tuki.
Okay.
Let me propose this for you. Okay, so check this out. Crowley's like, you could put them on a tour boat as a cruise, which will go up at sea for say 3 months. That's a flat fee, which gives you plenty of time to find accommodations, possibly on the island for them, which saves us money in the end from rather having to push forward buying land, making sure it's fine, blah blah blah. Trust me, like Abacus Crowley is out. Like we got the Abacus out. Put them on the cruise. They're safe at sea for 3 months. We'll worry about the land. We'll wait for the deals, landlocked to come down. It'll be okay.
The 3-month cruise.
It-
Long.
Glazing over.
it's like a 2-week cruise.
2 weeks is still better than we gotta find them in a
Yeah.
immediate.
They'll be fine with what we
back-
give them for.
I just
I
want to
don't
like
get it.
input.
Back-to-back
It's
cruises
about
for
to take
2
us a week to get where we're going.
Right. So, hey, we
So-
can finance two. Listen, Nichols
need
gave us
somewhere to,
75
like,
gold back
stay.
for our initial trip. You can use that to help your parents out. Put them on another week of cruise. Just here you go.
Well, first
Stay-
let's find out if there's
Stay on that
a boat going from here to Tuki Tuki in the first place, and we'll kind of go from there.
Well, yep. Let's Milo. If you want to go
Liar.
do that, I'll be happy to go with you. And
So is the party gonna take a trip down to the docks right now?
yeah,
I guess.
Okay. All right.
yeah.
Artyom probably still up on the cliff at this point, I suppose, or maybe
No,
wrapping up.
I'll probably start making my way back, but I'm hobbling pretty slow.
Gotcha.
Levels of exhaustion and exertion
You
being
see,
what it was.
you see your party like heading down to the docks where you guys had came from, leaving the Amethyst Star behind. You do not see Mirik with them, but the you will find him in the dining area of the Moonbeam and Brew and trying to figure out how to eat with a beak, most likely.
Right. Before leaving the tree, I'd like to use shape wood on the base of it and just entitle the tree itself Merrick's Wake.
Awesome.
So that people know not to cut this freaking tree down. It's got a name, okay? And then I will go down into the bar, steal myself before going in, and with the 25 gold I still have left over from the group party, I'll head into the bar and announce, "All right, everyone, we have to get drunk. This is my friend's here's first birthday."
Yeah, it is. Roll a persuasion check.
It's
Oh
like
boy,
10 in
disadvantage.
the morning right
No.
now.
You would have it's just a straight roll.
Just a straight roll?
Yeah,
Okay.
Mirik's giving you advantage.
Plus 1, 7.
All right. Like one guest starts clapping in the back. Says, "Hey, you're still gonna have to pay for drinks and stuff."
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, then go-
Okay. Yeah. Then come on. Yeah. Heck yeah. They start filling up drinks for you guys.
No one's enthused because it's 9 a.m.
Yeah, so I was like, it's so early in the morning.
It is.
Like,
It
everybody's
really
sitting there
is.
with their morning coffee, like,
Yeah.
what? What?
They're probably lining up shots. How many years? Oh, starts. Can I see your ID?
No. The boat crew making their way down to the docks start asking some questions around. Milo, give me an investigation check, and with the party's help, I'll say roll with advantage.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking for bright lettering that says Tuki Tuki Paradise Tour. Or it's there somewhere, I'm sure.
I am super glad I rolled with advantage because that first one was a 2. But I do have bonuses on the second one. Oh god, I have a +7. That'll be a 24.
Nice. Within just asking around your party, sort of spreading out on these docks, a few moments of asking questions, talking to people and whatnot, you find the operator and owner of a gambling cruise. Yeah, we meet up with it. We don't go directly to Tuki Tuki ourselves. We just sail out there to some international waters, avoid some gambling fees and what have you. But we do meet up with some of the Tuki Tuki cruises, and then it's sort of a halfway point. They'll have to pay the 15 gold there, but yeah.
And do you know what the other half of the cost to get 2 individuals there would be?
Oh, you just give us the 15 gold is the charge for the cruise liner. We do 2 gold per person, and then whatever you want to spend on the machines and your card games and whatnot.
Excellent. And when do y'all depart?
We got one going out in 3 days.
Excellent. Thank you very much, sir.
Of course.
And we'll round everyone up.
We're like, all right, yep, we
Anyone who's not already there might still be out poking around.
so we
Right.
can get them to Tuki Tuki for less than 35 gold, and I'll give them enough to be there for a while.
Which
I
The
can write.
player's handbook says A room at a fine inn is 2 gold a day. Is that a good expectation there, DM?
Yeah.
That's expensive.
Alright, well I can give them a little over 200 gold, so they'll be good for 100 days while we take care of business.
Very well.
That's good. That's good.
That should also hopefully be enough for them to get back.
Does that include living expenses, or is that just room?
Well, usually a room at an inn includes meals, so
You think they'll be taken care of
Okay.
for about
Especially
100 days?
especially if Dad gets a freaking job. But you know, we'll see.
Oh,
He'll have 100 days to work on his resume
You
and put in job applications.
Crowley takes off his glasses and puts away his abacus, and it's like, I can at least write one of my contacts in Tuki Tuki to keep an eye on your parents as well, Milo, if you should so choose.
That would be incredible. Thank you, Crowley.
I will compose the letter presently as soon as we return back to the tavern. And send it a ways before we take to the airship.
All right, back to the inn, I guess.
Okay. The short trip back. Before you do, Gaino, when you do hear a voice calling out from behind you, an older man. Hey. You asked me to follow up on a box to Vergensley. I don't know if you. Oh, I need to talk to your dwarf friend as well. I sent out a letter for him. I just want to let him know it went out safely. But there's a man down there. You can speak to him. He's a Carnathy sailor. So, yeah. Well, your friend's getting far from me. He can help you out. And
Yeah, you taught them. All right.
he like hobbles on after trying to catch up with Melgrim. You walk down the hill though, to this big guy, completely bald, just in like these coveralls, rolling up some rope and whatnot, just doing his like duties on these boats, like getting it ready to go back out on the sea again. It looks like not really paying much mind.
You're from Garnath?
Yeah, who's asking?
I am.
This is a good point.
Yeah, I whatever. Have you been to Vergensley before? Recently?
Recently? No.
Yeah. No.
Vergensley is how you say it's no more.
What do you mean?
Vergensley was wiped out in the war. Warforged come.
Did I not know that?
Vergensley is a small town. Merrick was all of your information about Vergensley.
Gotcha. When during the war?
I don't know. Some in the last probably the last year or so of it. Machines come, they wipe out everything.
I see.
Burn whole place to the ground.
It's on the border, close to it. Was on the border anyway.
Yeah, it's right on the coast.
All right. I just turn around and walk away.
Goes back doing his thing. Melgrim catching up to you. I did want to know your letter went out this morning, safe and sound, in your little package as well.
Thank you.
Of course. And then you start outpacing him again at your normal walking speed as he makes his way back. Very well. The rest of you make your way up to the Moonbeam and Brew. Getting together. By that point, everybody has a drink in their hand, and those who weren't really on board with drinking are a little bit more on board with drinking this early in the morning because they're in Moonwatch, and what the hell else do they have to do?
Farm pickles.
Moon's not up for a while, so
Exactly.
nice and sober by then.
Where are the pickle farmers at?
Yeah, Raleigh's gonna pull out some parchment and start composing his letter to his contact in Tuki Tuki.
Surely.
I'm pretty sure those pickle farmers are extra busy right now. harvesting their pickles.
We gotta break them all in half and sell them as twice the portion.
They got these giant pickles. Like, what the
When
hell
Ar-
happened here?
When
I
Artyom
cucumbers.
grew or woke up, immense regret for that entire act. Just never wants to see a pickle again.
Oh man.
I would like to find Everett. Talk to him.
Everett's sort of lagging behind. Audrey is with him currently. They're just sort of like, she is doing most of the talking about, I can't believe we're actually going, and he's just sort of like, this is so much money. Like he just got handed like 5-year salary in one lump sum. So
By his son.
yeah, by his son.
That's how it turns, man. The
But
wheel turn.
He sees you turn around and start walking towards him and says, I'll catch up with you, sweetie. And like, for the first show of affection you've seen him show to her probably since you've met him, like gives her a light kiss on the top of the head and she walks on.
So yeah, when Milo gets there, and this is just the vibe I get from the way you've been playing him out. Mother's really impulsive and erratic. The father's a bit more responsible.
Not really, she's not irresponsible.
I don't know, putting her on that gambling boat might not be the the move.
She's gonna win big, baby.
Oh god.
But he sends Audrey Ford, Melgrum, and says, yeah.
I would like to hand him a satchel full of 100 gold and be like, here. It's not much, but along with what your son also gave you, should keep you there for a while. Just
Yeah, I don't know if this is just bragging at this point, but
listen, it's not.
it is.
Mm,
No, I'm telling you, it's a lot of money.
well, okay, we've had a lot more than this.
Yeah, I
Anyway,
still think
I'm
you're
sorry.
bragging.
I'm not. Just fix your. Just take it and do me a favor and work on your relationship with your wife, and for God's sakes, with your son as well, because he's an amazing kid. All right. And get a nice place down there so we can come and visit sometime.
I don't know if that'll be a problem. No, but yeah. Heard loud and clear.
So, unaware that Melgrim has just given his father 100 gold, when Milo went to give his mother the money and explain the situation with the tickets, like,
Hey Ma, we're back from the docks.
Yeah, I was assuming your mom went with you, but yeah, no, it's fine. It's just- yeah, no, it's fine. Oh, wonderful. Any good news?
Yes. So there's gonna be a boat that'll leave from here, and they meet with a cruise line, and
She's
it's
just like
gonna
humming.
take you to Tuki. So it'll be 2 gold for each of you to get there, and then the cruise liner will be a 15 gold fare. So let's go ahead and get you the money, and we're gonna try and get back to you in no more than 3 months, just to check in and see how things are going.
and he's gonna take his little money bag. He's gonna count out 3 gold and 7 silver, and then hand her the rest of the bag. It contains 250 gold.
Hello, this is so much money.
Well, Tuki's not cheap, and you wanted a nice vacation, so this will get you a good place there.
Jeez. I've got to get some stuff to wear. I didn't even bring my good stuff.
There's a little extra, not a lot. But you'll be able to, not worry about good meals and a good place to stay and time to yourself and maybe some long conversations.
Smiling, tears up a little bit, brings you in, like though you're not the tallest, she is still much shorter than you by nearly a foot, actually. And just sort of like brings you down to her level and like, this is amazing, sweetheart. Thank you.
Hope to see you in about 3 months or less.
Less, make it less.
I know.
You say that and your mind can't help but to think 3 months or less. That's kind of the timeline you were on before when you left Sharn.
So, yeah, and, tell Dad to get a job. So you can have more nice things, right?
He'll be working somewhere. I'll make sure of it.
That's good, Mo. Alright, the boat leaves here in 3 days, but we're gonna have to head out today, so
Oh.
yeah, you'll be covered while you're here, though.
Sad that she's losing you, but giddy with excitement that she is about to go on the vacation of her dreams. She is a mother filled with conflicting emotions right now, but after a few moments, she says, well, I'm gonna go see if they have any like Moonwatch bathing suits or something, and like walks out the door.
Before he heads back to the group, he'll stop by his father and say,
Travel stuff is all set, Pa. Take care of Ma, and I'll try and stay in touch when I can. Probably won't be regular, but better than before.
I'm sorry.
Me too. We'll see where we go with all this, right?
Hope you give me that chance.
Ma has to give you the chance first, so take care of her. Me and you will talk when all this is said and done.
Yeah, sounds good.
and with a very, very awkward start, he will kind of like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, right.
and walk away.
Gives the most awkward hug back. It's like
yeah,
it gives a back pat in it at some point, and it's like anyone
yeah,
watching
the
was like
shoulder pat. Yep, whole 9 yards.
Yeah, anyone watching is just like, oh, that's cringe. But forced, but well-meaning, for sure.
How many people were in the bar?
Not many. It's fucking 9 a.m. 7 people total.
7 people?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I bought all of them around to celebrate, to brighten up the mood, and fell asleep like 45 seconds later.
Okay.
It's the second nat 1 on Constitution saving throws, so it's just like, nope, can't stay awake, too tired.
The party walks back into the Moonbeamer Brew. You see Audrey buzzing just out of the door down into the town to the market. You see RGM just sort of passed out, cup in hand, Merrick sitting there drinking ale, and like probably at this point he's got like a bowl of pickles, like a bowl of soup, like 4 loaves of bread. He's just like going to town. He's just, yo, welcome back. He's a lightweight again. Apparently, he's never like that before.
Well, I have lost a substantial amount of weight.
Yeah. So, where are y'all going now?
Oh, we're fun.
It's not surprising.
Nope. Going west to the Shadow Marches.
Not at the top of my list, so I will not.
I would be really surprised if you wanted to go. Much better places to see.
Sure. Any good suggestions from the group of you?
Have we been anywhere that doesn't fucking suck?
Flame keep.
Flame Keep was alright, I guess that's true.
They don't like people from.
Hey. Nobody
Nobody likes
assaulted
fucking
me.
Oh, see, nobody likes anybody, so.
That's a good point.
No, maybe not go to L's Perch. Mayor there, super dickhead.
That just makes me want to go to Hell's Perch.
I will say, he has a big hammer apparently that he keeps over his fireplace. I have no actual idea if he knows how to use it or not, but keep in mind.
Sure. Hell's Perch. Okay. Flame Keep. Okay.
Apparently they have good wine. There's not undead things and stuff coming out of the ground there anymore, so it should be alright.
Well, that's good.
Yep. Matilda's place in Flamekeep, pretty cool. It was nice. I have no idea where else. Everywhere we've been kind of sucks.
Yeah, I think you
For
probably
one
search
reason
out
or
the
the
sucky
other.
things, don't you?
It seems that way, the more I think about it.
It's just the way you look at it. It's a perspective thing.
Sure.
I will ask, if you do end up in Flamekeep and go to Matilda's place, would you send her our regards? She was very kind and.
Yeah, you want me to stab her?
Listen.
I send her your
No,
regards?
our
Oh,
regards. Just our regards.
Tell her we said hi.
Tell her hello.
oh, okay.
Tell her we miss her.
Very well.
Where's the map? Stay away from these woods. I'm gonna point at the Eldritch fucking wood. Don't go there. Bad shit.
You could see that if he could purse his lips, he would. Just why you just tell me and just stay away from these places? You know, just want to go now.
Okay, well this is different from like pissed off mayor guy. This is like death again.
Right on board with you. Okay.
Okay, fantastic. All right, I think that's all I got.
Not to make assumptions here, but the hold's a good place.
Of course.
Aye.
Mountains are probably pretty beautiful from the sky. Maybe holds
Very
too.
beautiful. Highly recommend.
Very beautiful. Very good ales there as well.
Do like good
Would recommend.
ale. Probably one more stop before I get there, but yeah. He carries on with his eating and meal.
It's probably about time that we moved on, yeah?
Yeah, someone should wake him up.
Where's Bill? Bill!
Milo will walk over and kind of like,
Artyom,
Bill!
Yeah. What do you need?
Wait,
we're
let
gonna
me
be
try
meeting
something
soon.
real quick. And Merrick
bite
says to
him.
you, and he just goes, "Ah!" Like as loud as he can in RTM's ear.
I'll just slowly just. Yep, you got it.
It wasn't
Like-
me.
Get up. Oh, yep. What time is it?
About
Time to
10
go.
minutes. 10 minutes ago from when you went to sleep.
Hey, you got pickle juice in my beard. How did?
I think you got the pickle juice in your beer. You just
No.
fell asleep in a bowl of pickles.
No, no. You put them there on purpose. I'm sure of it. So, yeah, what are we doing today? The ship is here. Are you going to kill yourself if I leave you to learn how to fly on your own?
Probably not.
Okay. Do you need a lesson?
I don't think so. But
Okay.
birds know how to fly, right? You throw them out the 3. Should be fine.
Yeah, maybe keep it close to the ground so that you only,
Yeah, the cliff
Break-
wasn't so smart.
I've made worse calls, so I iconic throw any stones.
You're telling me.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He gives you a slight bird smirk.
Just lost in thought for a couple of minutes.
Yep.
All right,
Yeah.
let's go. Come on.
Yep.
See ya. Yeah, thank you again.
One quick question before we go.
Yeah.
Are you going to keep the name Merrick? Are you going to completely reborn? What are you going to do?
The hell else am I supposed to call myself?
I don't know. Some people like to start. You said you wanted to start fresh.
I don't know better name.
Okay. Well, you know our names. You can somehow send a letter to us. I'm sure they'll find us eventually.
Duh. To boat in sky.
Yeah, send it to Crowley. His people will find it.
Sure.
This guy, the mask, it's Crowley.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it was really. Yeah. Anyway, so yep, wings, and we're all good now, and it was great to see you again, and living.
It is great to see you again. He stands up, comes around on the table, and gives one last hug to the group around, handshakes to those that are more appropriate. So,
Good luck.
you too.
Remember, fly low, spirits high.
Always. Why do I feel like that's like a quote from Top Gun or some shit?
It's not.
No, it's definitely not a quote from Top Gun.
You guys walk out of the Moonbeam and Brew. Audrey's coming back with a couple of packages in hand. Erish finishing up, loading up the last bit of your guys' stuff onto the airship itself. Audrey sort of slumps her shoulders when she sees you guys all by the airship a little bit. I know you gotta go do your thing, and that doesn't mean I have to like it. Good luck, sweetheart. And all of you too.
Where are you guys going? You'll figure out where they're going.
We're going to Tucky.
Oh, you'll make sure to give those plants plenty of sunlight. They'll be happy for it after being away from the. He starts to say like an adjective or two for short from their last home.
Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna have such good plants in Tucky too. I'll make sure to get you one if I can mail it or something like that.
Absolutely. Yes, give me cuttings or seedlings. That'd be great. We can apply them to the. Wait, you've been on the airship, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Oh, yeah. I could not
No.
remember. Right?
No, I haven't.
No.
You haven't been on the airship.
No.
You haven't even seen my garden. You could get some cuttings from my garden and take them down there if you want, and we could exchange.
Sure. Let me get my.
Okay.
Let's do the exchange. We'll do like a mail exchange type thing.
All right. Sure.
Well.
I'll give her a hug too.
Okay.
I'll crunch down there and get it done.
Audrey goes around and hugs everybody.
Yeah. Kashik is gonna hold on for a little while. She's gonna give her a big squeezy hug, and she's gonna pull back and she's gonna go somewhere tropical.
She's you better keep these boys in line.
I'll do my best. I'll protect them.
That is 100% an awkward hug. It's like a slow back pat. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you for looking after me. She like gives you the old cheek rub for looking after my boy.
Mm.
Right.
Milo, when he gives his mother an additional hug, it's much more natural and involved than the one he gave his father.
Right. Everett just sort of tips his head at the group, giving a couple of specific nods to the dwarves who have had stern words for him. But looking over all the rest of the group says, stay safe.
Sure, yeah.
You too, Pa.
Yeah.
And with a nod, Milo will board the airship.
Can I ask real quick what alcohol-wise is in the bag of holding?
Y'all have a lot, actually, because you have
Is it
everything.
a lot of our booze on the ship?
Well,
Yeah,
did
we
I
got
don't?
some of the rare stuff in the bag as well as their stuff, I believe.
Yeah, you have a bottle of wine that you took from Orion's home. You have which, well, actually I don't know who has that now, because that's the stuff that made you guys trip for a little bit. And then you have all of the booze on the ship that came from Flamekeep, which is a couple of really nice dwarven stouts, and the rest of it just like ales and wines.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
But before we leave, I do want to grab something. I don't know what it'll be, but a bottle of some kind of alcohol.
Okay.
Moon juice.
Real quick before that happens, and everyone's saying their goodbye, I would like to come up next to Kaship and kind of smack with my, using my staff as a walking cane, just kind of like tap her in the foot with the bottom of it. You go, you still not shudder for doing good things?
Kick the cane out of his hand and push him over.
Really?
I'm kidding. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna kind of just like nudge him with my shoulder and kind of like shoot a little half smile at him, and then grab a bottle of something and take it down to Everett and Audrey before we leave. Specifically handing it to Everett. Sorry about that glass of whiskey. But celebrate your time in Tookie Tookie. Enjoy yourselves.
Just sort of nods. Hands it over to Audrey.
All right, and back onto the ship I go with a smile and a wave.
Once more, the party loads up onto the Amethyst Star. Nobo. I still have no fucking idea where I'm going. And
Yeah, I fucking told you earlier. Shadow marches.
well, we need to talk about a path there. There's a couple of things to consider, but
Looks.
we can at least. All right. Listen, who's the pilot? No, I can't keep going to Audrey. Fuck. who's the pilot here? Right. We'll take off to the sky, then we'll talk about it a little bit. He starts hovering, levitating above the sky. You guys having Tavern aboard, Bursty on board, all of your belongings and whatnot. Eris as well, taking off towards the sky. People sort of, Audrey definitely waving you guys off. You take off and into the clouds you go, and that is where we're going to take our break.
Woo!
Yeah. I definitely want to say before we go on break, I definitely mailed that letter, Jones.
Yeah. We'll say that
Definitely mailed.
the postman is everywhere.
Yes.
He's like the bag man.
We got a mailbox
very
right on the
ominous.
ship, and I'm like,
It was meant to.
The big best postman.
Thank you everybody for
Pops
tuning.
out of the bag of holding.
Thank you everybody for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We're going to take a quick bio break. We'll be back in like 15 or 20 minutes. I hope you're having a great time, because I know I am. But don't go anywhere. We shall be back soon. While we are on break, though, feel free to open your hearts and your wallets to Extra Life and give a donation to them. Thank you so much again. Much love. We'll be back soon. And hello, everyone. Joined with me is R2D2. And it is us, Hard Knock Dice. All of the same people that were here just a few minutes ago. We will be continuing on our Across Eberron campaign. Our group was lifting off in their airship, the Amethyst Star, after bringing back to life Mirek Storchansky, a fallen comrade, of both Artyom and Gandalin. Reincarnated in a new form, an Aarakocra now, Mirik has stayed behind in Moonwatch and still plans to continue his journey of exploring the world. Milo, Gorham, and Crowley getting some more information, or at least some esoteric information on the Traveler constellation, as well as some of the lunar phases from Zippor Dinsmore. Cat on my toes. And chartering a ship, a gambling and cruise ship to Tuki for Milo's parents. But once more, our party loads back up onto the Amethyst Star, takes off into the air where their least pilot, Nilbo, says they need to plan their trip. And he brings out a map in front of everyone. All right, here. So, what's the plan here? I need to know, just so I know where to go. I know what real path you're real comfortable with taking. So I'm not just gonna fly somewhere you're not okay with. We have 3 options available to us, really. Trying to get to the Shadow Marches from here. So, first and foremost, we can just fly right over Droam. Shouldn't be too dangerous, shouldn't be too much of a problem. As long as we stay away from, stay pretty high and stay away from the crag. Shouldn't run into any Zeppelins or any Blitz Trolls or something like that. Can fly over the ocean. Problem with that is we run into troubles, we run into storms. Like, we're over the ocean. Same concept applies to the other side. We could fly over the mountains or further north, but that's going to take a lot more time. So, I would suggest just flying straight over Droam. We stay high. What?
Is that the fastest?
It's going to be the fastest way to get there.
That sounds like a winner to me.
Comes with its risks, but like I said, shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't be too dangerous at all.
You keep saying that, and that makes me less and less sure of you every time you say it.
Well, nothing comes with certainty, so I mean, it's going to come with its risk, just like the other options. Flying over Droam, I mean, it's not a friendly place.
What is a Blitz Troll?
Roll a history. I'll say this. Anybody who fought in the war can roll a history check for me.
Sick.
Anybody who fought against Droam specifically can roll with advantage.
Ooh,
In their
14!
backstory.
10!
I rolled above a 10. I rolled like not
15.
complete garbage.
That
To
cut
be
out for me.
fair-
What am I rolling again?
Anybody who fought in the war is able to write roll a history check for me. Anybody who has in their backstory that they fought against Droam specifically can roll with advantage.
uh, 22.
22. I'll say Kaushik and Crowley, Blitz Troll is something that Droam would typically do. They would just load up trolls in catapults and send them behind enemy lines. Give it a couple of hours, a troll regenerates, and you now have an entire fucking troll in the behind enemy lines.
Jesus Christ.
I feel like I should have been able to guess that, but I guess not. That's, like, why does that not surprise me? Alright, so they will fling. They have a history of also flinging these at things in the sky.
You want to be the first to find out?
Not particularly, I'm just checking.
Neither do I.
Okay. And they have Zeppelins, so they also have air. How fast is a Zeppelin compared to this airship?
What the fuck is a Zeppelin?
It's a balloon ship. Same basic principle. Airship, but powered by just like hot air.
I don't know how that doesn't make any sense to me, but I'll take your word for it.
It uses like an air elemental like other airships, then?
I don't know how they work specifically. I've never flown one. But hot air and propulsion.
Are they fast?
Depends on it. I mean, we're flying around in a fucking cruise ship, which
Right.
is something I was going to
That's
talk to you all about, but
We'll discuss that as we'll have plenty of time on our travel here.
Well, the reason I bring it up is because it's relevant to our course here. There is a little town here. I say little, but it's Vrelkek right here on the tip of Droham. The southern portion, right on the coast.
Mm-hmm.
They have a little market there. We stop by, spend at most a day or so. They may have some things to spruce up the ship a bit.
Like what? What kind of what kind of? I don't know what sprucing means.
Is there
an insight check on this gentleman?
Go for it. What are you trying to gain?
What the fuck? Ah, shit! I rolled an 8 anyway. God damn it! I just need to sleep a couple of more times.
Carl, are there any particular upgrades you're looking for, Neilbo?
Well, specifically flying over Droham, I'd like something to fight back a little bit better with. I don't want to just scrap with anything I see in the sky. So if we're able to shoot something back, that'd be nice. All things considered.
I'm a fan of this conceptually.
We are on an adventurer plan, and thus some defenses would be preferable. I do agree. I don't think anyone here would disagree with that fact.
Milo got them wheels turning already.
How long would that take?
If dragons out and throw them, will they take the ship? What are we talking about here that we'd have to fend off against?
Other airships, perhaps. It depends. There's
the blimp things.
Yeah, zeppelins, any cause, any
apparently
number.
trolls flying through the air, potentially being like thrown at us.
Yes. You said at most a day to check the market, Neilbo, and would we need to dry dock to repair, or could we set that up in the air while traveling?
We could probably set it up. I could probably help set it up when you go over to the Shadow Watches. If you're going to be spending some time there, I could probably be setting up the ship in that time. However, stopping in Vrelkek for a little bit, it all really depends. If everything goes smoothly, well, in and out, 12 hours. The local leader's a bit of a warlord. That bit of is he is a warlord. Calls himself Gorodon. Calls himself the Ash Lord. So, he likes taxing things, tariffs and what have you. But as long as you're on his good side, you can be in and out of there and have some access to some pretty nice things within a day. So.
Why do they call him the Ash Lord?
It's what he calls himself.
And best we don't question him as why. Stay on his good side.
Is there like a pyromancer who turns people to ash?
No, he's legend has it he's a fire giant.
Oh.
Oh.
Is he just like on fire?
Never seen a fire giant.
Me neither, that's why I'm asking.
They have no clue.
Fuck.
Probably.
Logic would dictate, right? Okay, well, I'm all for the idea of attaching weapons to this thing, so yeah, I think this is a fantastic idea.
Just for logistics, Neilbo, you said other things might catch your eye. Say we do get on his good side, say we get a view of the entire offerings, anything else that you're looking for.
Speed upgrades, armor upgrades of some sort.
Oh shit.
Fair.
The market there is large. All right, they're gonna have a plethora of things there, all sorts of things that you wouldn't be able to find on open markets in probably the rest of Corvair. So,
sweet. Wait. Are these things that like your bosses or whatever are gonna have a problem with us putting on this boat?
Not really.
That's what
we're upgrading the market value of their airship, as far as I'm concerned. Wouldn't you say, Neilbo?
I mean,
on our dime.
To be completely fair, it's a cruise ship and it's not really cruising people around, so it's not really making money in that way. So if we upgrade it and just make it an adventurous ship, we can charge more money after the fact. So.
I see. Well, that sounds like a winner to me.
Wait, hold on now. If we spend money getting this thing upgraded, then they want to shuffle it off to someone else, I feel like we should probably be compensated appropriately.
I mean, you're probably going to be compensated in the fact that we'll be a lot more sustainable in the air against things. and we won't go crashing to the ground quite as easily. But
And we'll
It's
see
not-
by the time the year's over when we renegotiate contract. Don't worry about that, RTM.
it's also not like we're gonna just like seal it out from under you, not good for business, right? So
Right, we bought it
No,
at a certain
obviously,
price.
have the right to renew your contract if that's in your wheelhouse. I'm not the contract. I'm just a pilot. So
Indeed. Well, we'll save that, and I will get the relevant legal material to argue that contract over the course of the year. But anyway, I'm fine with doing this. I'm sure all you are as well. More survivability is always a good thing.
Sure.
It sounds like fun.
Nice.
Well, there you have it, Neil. The democracy in action. Let's set course.
What's this at?
We all voted and said yes.
Oh, sure, okay.
right, I'm just completely transparent. He's a warlord. My assumption is he's not a nice guy. We're gonna be in Droam, his territory.
Oh yeah,
So
they don't like us very much around there.
well, that's the thing. The Goro don't like anybody who pays them. Jeez, I lost the accent there completely. Pays them enough, so meh. Could
So-
be, could not. Really don't know.
Well, I guess we'll make sure to be ready to make like a hasty escape, if so.
Of course.
Hey, sure, why not? Shouldn't slow us down by too much, and could really pay off in the long run. So, that sounds good to me. Also, do we know where exactly in the Shadow Marches these fucking orcs are?
I don't know where your orcs are or anything like that. That's probably a question for someone else.
I'm like looking at our group. I'm like, do we know where exactly these druids are located within the?
Nilbo continues on for just a moment after that and says, I'm just going to let you know probably the best bet I have of landing anything and without you being outright murdered in some like backwater town is going to be, what's the name of that piston town? Zarasha'ak. So it's probably the most, how do you see it? You have the most hospitality, if you will. It's not a really welcoming place, much like Droam itself. But
Okay. All right.
That's fair. Once again,
I guess we have no other better idea to start than sure.
we're quite used to roughing it into friendly villages, etc.
sure.
All right.
All right. Rail kick it is then.
Hey,
What's the estimated ETA to that, Neilbo?
With the Granton, probably 4.5 days.
Understood.
And as long as
God willing, we have the weather gauge with us.
I'm still confused of what I mean, if the dangers are us being attacked by people in this country, why are we going to go to that country to get reinforcements to our ship? Wouldn't we go there and just get attacked?
Well, it's not all the same, really. I'm talking about if you fly over with Craig, you're probably going to be met with military presence, right? So, however, we're going to be going somewhere where a lot of people visit and a lot of people bring a lot of money. So, if we bring at least a decent amount of money with us, which I can contribute and probably cover a solid 20% of the purchases just through House Learendar, but
Okay, so let's just not go near the crack or whatever that is.
right, no, not at all. That's why I say we avoid the Craig, not Craig.
Or you just say it kind of funny.
It's okay.
Craig.
Yeah.
Craig.
I will only refer to it as the crack from now on.
Well, it's not really a crack. It's really a mountain sort of thing.
So it is like reverse crack.
It's Craig. It's not a crack. It's a Craig.
Sure.
Okay, so the mountain Craig, getcha. In any case,
Crack mountain.
Not Craig. Craig.
Who's Craig?
There's no Craig. I'm not saying Craig. I'm saying Craig.
Gentlemen, geographical oddities aside, we'll avoid it for now. But
Okay.
let's go ahead and set course, and we will talk about it more later, Neil, if needs be. But I think you understand where we're going.
Yeah, of course. Be head down there. If we receive any sort of fire or anything, I'll pull us out of there, lickety split, no problem.
Understood. Thank you very much, Neildo.
Glad to hear you are so confident. Really warms my heart.
Gorum, Melgrim, what do you think about this whole ordeal?
Well, I think it's fine. Arm the ship. Shouldn't be a problem. I don't see any reason to argue with the party if that's what they want to do.
Alright, but the last time we did that, we ended up letting the Dark Cannons know that, because they wanted to extort people into doing dumb things and shit. I feel like somehow in the back of my head, this is another one of those situations to where we need to get a bunch of guns because the people that we're getting guns from have bunches of guns, right? Or weapons, I mean.
What is a gun?
Well, speaking of the
Very simple.
Tarkannans, while
just
y'all
trying-
debate... Oh, go ahead.
I'm just trying to actually understand. We're fighting against other airships that will be out here. Correct.
Possibly.
My assumption is that you're not going to be just fighting against Droam, right?
Okay.
We have an entire year together, and I'm assuming you didn't just pay the adventurer's fee for the fun of it.
Sure.
That's my input. I would like to stay in the air as much as possible.
If we have other things to deal with, other airships, that may be useful against some certain individuals.
Upgrading the airship means we'll have more a variety more strategy to apply to different situations, so it'll be preferable to get those upgrades now rather than when we need them.
Sure.
Y'all discuss that. I have some work to get started on sooner rather than later. Where's the box?
Over there. Just sitting in the fucking middle of the deck. It's like right there.
Well, Milo's gonna go start trying to drag the box down to his workshop.
Melgrim will go and. Aye, let me give you a hand there.
Oh,
It
thank you.
smells
Kinda
awful. Is that
heavy.
The lady?
For now.
You
No.
all never told me what happened to her in specific.
What do you mean?
Yeah, well, I mean, which one of you guys killed her?
It was a group effort.
Yes,
Yup.
group effort.
Okay. I mean, sure. Alright.
Yup. Alright, so are we going or not? Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, we're moving.
Let us boogie on down to this funky town.
My vote is. I don't get a vote.
What?
My bad.
What was
Sorry.
the vote?
Sorry.
I thought we were going to where you said we should go.
You have an opinion, Neil. They'll go ahead and give it.
I mean,
we're paying. If you're here with us, might as well listen to it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, of course, I want to stop by. I'm the one who brought it up. So
Yeah.
yeah. If you would allow me a vote, my vote would be yes.
Oh,
How many times have you been to this place?
Not once.
my confidence is
Yeah.
lowered.
I mean, I don't think we should go here. I feel like if something comes and fights us in the air, we should just fight it in the air. I can fly other people to shoot and jump on things, and
Are these like weapons that could like knock another ship out of the air?
Probably yeah.
That would be really nice.
how?
And
What is
the
what is-
remembrance?
can-
We
can
are
they
on a
do-
cruise ship. Is the
Can we
big
do
thing.
the? Can they do these things from well out of the range of sight?
Well, I assume you'd have to see it.
Right. Are these some sort of like magical devices that can destroy airships from great distances?
Well, from what I hear, my buddy told me there's a couple of arcane cannons sitting around there. So
Okay. And so we're cause so are
I
we-
bet
we're
Milo
putting
could like make them even better.
magical armor on the airship then, right?
right.
because it has to be magical because it is airship. It will go super slow if we just put metal on it, right?
Right.
So yeah, that sounds very expensive. And then just going over the water is a bad idea for what reason?
Well, going over the water will be over the water. If anything happens, any sort of storm, we'll be over the water. If we get hit,
cutter back over to the land if things get rough.
It's not really how that works, friend. If we still have control, sure.
Okay.
Also,
if we don't, no. It does take a couple of days off your trip. Onto your trip, rather.
A couple of days to stop and get things bolted onto the ship is not the same time.
Well, I could do that.
In a place with a warlord in a country where people don't like us.
I think you're not listening to me, friend. I said I could do that while I stopped in Zara's Ark while you went further into the Shadow Marches, and I could install them then.
So you just have to like
Vralkek itself could be a trip that lasted anywhere from a couple of hours to at most a day.
Okay. Just as long as you feel like you know what you're doing, because it seems like this is a very bad place we're going to.
It is a very bad place. That's why I just suggested it. You paid the adventurer's fee. I would assume that you're probably adventurers.
Right.
Their assumption. So if you want to stay adventuring in the air at least, it's probably best to get some sort of protection on it. You're in a cruise liner, friend. This is made to hold rich people around from place to place. Not to
how much do you think it will cost to arm the ship substantially?
It all depends. I really don't know that.
Yes, we're not privy to the market.
This is like their job, though. You should like know roundabout guesstimation.
It all depends. It all depends on who we talk to in there. Also,
what would be a large amount to spend on it? Would you say?
Like the high end?
Sure.
Per cannon, probably anywhere from 7,000 gold or so.
And how big is this cannon? Would you imagine?
I don't know. Probably like a lot. You ever seen a ballista? That's my sort of my mental image of it.
Yes, it depends on the grade of the cannon as well, because Crowley knows a bunch about ships and stuff. So I'm just gonna assume you've got the cannons for, say, a smaller vessel, larger, etc. We've got to be sure to get cannons for our weight class.
I mean, would it just be cheaper to get an adventurer ship since we already have contract or some shit and not have to deal with this?
Right, yeah, no, we could sail back to Rote, probably, wait on a ship to come free.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to make sure this is a good idea, because going into Warlord's territory and all that stuff sounds like a great way to lose your airship.
I'll tell you what, if we go in and we don't find anything satisfactory, Artyom, I will write back to Rote. And if they get a ship, I'll tell them to hold it for us, and we'll switch if needs be.
Sure.
You know what we could do? Is when we get close, we take ship like real high in the air, where people won't see it, so that we can't lose their ship. And then we do like we did with New Kyrie, and you go and you fly some of us down like outside, and we like walk in and see like if we could,
sure,
if how hard it would be to get these things, and test the waters a little bit. Especially because some of you can like make yourself, like I know Crowley, you can make yourself look different. Can anybody else do that?
I can turn myself into an animal.
That is short. I guess that would work.
It is not. Yeah.
You could like Crowley could make himself look like somebody that they would find, more acceptable.
What is the most acceptable people in Droam that you know of?
He sort of looks over the group. Not any of us.
Well, yeah.
I mean, for him to transform into to be more trustworthy.
I mean, Droam's just a place of an amalgamation of different types of creatures and whatnot. Minotaurs, centaurs, goblins, orcs, trolls, hags.
Which one of those would be easiest, Crowley?
Orcs, trolls, perhaps an orc. We'll see.
Troll.
Sure.
It'll be simple enough.
You've seen what Norgog looks like. You can do that.
Alright. So we do that, we like be a little cautious about it till we know for sure that we can get this stuff without them trying to hijack our fucking ship. And if we can, great. We get it. Wham bam, thank you ma'am, we're done.
Indeed.
Just a quick round of getting things correct. Melgrim, you can fly with the cloak that you have, correct?
Aye.
And,
In the dark.
In the dark.
Oh, only when it's
Low
dark.
light, I guess.
Okay, so not broad daylight flying. Okay. And Melgrim and Koshik, do you have capabilities to fly?
No.
I'm sorry, Crowley and Koshik. Excuse me.
I can fly, but it only is for a limited amount of time. And so usually I fly up to the ship as opposed to if you can get me down, I can fly back up.
All right. So I was just trying to make sure, and obviously Milo can fly, and Gandalf, you have no way. And
No, I cannot fly.
Yes, Gordon, you
I
have
can
no...
fall really far.
Sure. Gordon, do you have capabilities for being able to fly if needs be?
No, I do not.
Okay. So that's 3 yes and 4 no. Or, yeah, 3 yes and 3 no. Okay, whatever. Counting. I'm very tired.
Just
okay,
as a quick reminder, while Koshik may not have the ability to fly, your gloves do grant you some abilities to control your elevation.
Yeah.
Oh. I forgot about my new gloves. Let me look.
Just don't look down.
We just need to keep these things in mind if we do have to make some sort of hasty retreat from a warlord on an airship that's woefully underprepared for being in a conflict. So if someone goes overboard, these are the people you need to get first. And, you know, Melgrim if it's in the daylight.
Fantastic.
Okay. Now that that's taken care of, I'm going to have a sit. If there's ever an actual vote, I vote no. Just letting you guys know. Just gonna go waddle over to the front of the boat.
Right, well, I'm flying the ship, so I need to know if... It's just a suggestion. We don't have to, so...
I understand. We want to at least take a look to see how bad of an idea it is. Maybe
Right.
take a quick peek to see if it looks like we can actually do this without getting fucked up. And if we can, great. If not, we'll just keep going.
Shall we take
That
an
seems-
overall vote then? No from him?
I say at least check it out, so yes.
As far as I'm concerned, I thought we already agreed we did want to make sure we could upgrade our ship, so that is yes. And
Plus, if anything we get, Milo could like make even better. So.
Oh yeah.
Right then.
Perhaps.
Is that a yes from you two then?
Yep.
Right.
Oh, that's
3
majority.
yeses. Well, no, we need one more.
Oh, I'm counting your vote.
Can't
I
count
will
it.
say no.
That's 2 no's.
Malgrim, what did you say, man? I'm sorry.
I said yes. I
Yes,
just want
okay.
to check it out. I say if we get the same vibes we did,
Yeah.
with the criminals in Sharn, we pull out immediately.
Right.
Sure.
Then. Well, ma'am, you're gonna with your friend downstairs. What do you say?
I'm nervous about going anywhere unprotected. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea. I'm not the deciding vote, am I?
Well, we haven't
Well-
said Milo.
I don't want to be the deciding vote. Let's get Milo's opinion.
Milo's like just getting the box settled in his workshop, probably getting like a mask on in preparation for cracking it open. He's just like,
You want to get new toys for the ship?
What?
Do you want to put things that blow things up on the ship?
I'm all for,
Absolutely.
I say yes.
all right. I'm all for going to rail kick. I brought it up, but that seems a little bit manipulative.
Did he or did he not say yes? Fine, y'all are a bunch of fucking. Okay, we would be going somewhere very dangerous to get these things.
walks back out when he just started to get settled again.
I'm on my way. 1 sec. Yes. What?
Dangerous place in Droam could possibly get us things that allow us to defend our ship from on the ship. Yes or no?
We're fighting all manner of horrific baddies, and you don't think that we need armaments on the ship?
I totally do. I think it's a fantastic idea.
It
Plus,
gives like
you could,
35 ballista
That's
and
right.
barrels of alchemist fire, and
I
yeah,
don't know
all
about
that.
fire on the ship. That sounds like a terrible idea.
It's not for our ship. It's for whatever.
Yeah, but like, what if it like blew up?
Okay, but yes.
He's just gonna
Just
call
a
out,
thought.
our ship is literally got the ring of fire around it.
Yeah.
Right,
Like-
but like the deck is not made of fire.
Yeah, he's like, waves around one of his like pocketfuls of notebooks.
I've already got blueprints
sure.
for ideas. Obviously, I think we should have weapons.
Okay, so that is a yes from him as well. I believe that makes 4.
Art, are you done with me here?
I think so.
Okay.
And like
Alright.
slowly backs out of the door,
Bye.
pausing and shutting the door.
Goodbye. See you later.
That's 4 yeses then. Go to rail kick, we'll play it safe, and do your little fly down and everything. And then make sure we stay pretty high in the airship. At least I'm not about, you know, if it goes south, get out of there. It's not a problem. I don't want anybody to be, well, we'll make it happen. He goes, grabs a hold of the wheel, and you go into hyperdrive. No, you don't.
Hell yeah.
Oh fuck.
He starts slowly turning the ship and heading west.
Alright.
Now, down below deck, Milo has his tools out. I would like to ask you before we get started with this, what is Milo's setup currently?
His setup?
Yep.
Probably a big primary table in the center of the room, a smaller, shorter, like shelfy table for laying out his tools and equipment, and then all of the racks of tools and equipment, whatever leftover wall space there is, because this isn't like a full-on garage that he has access to. So he's, instead of having his usual like easels with all of his like big notes and blackboards and stuff laid out, he's having to make use of the walls and the fronts of the tool cabinets and stuff. So it's a little haphazard.
All right. Get Tavin placed up on the table. Erish, you see him just sort of, his interest is peaked, so he's just sort of like looking in. Currently, he's just kind of looking at the armor and kind of what you're doing. So he's just kind of watching from across the hall.
If as he's, buzzing about, Milo notices Erish, Milo's getting ready to settle down into his groove, so he's being very matter of fact about all of his actions. He's like got a little mask on his face, gonna hand one out to Erish.
You might want this.
He steps in from the hallway and says, "Oh, it's getting closer and everything. Of course. What are we attempting to do today?"
He's going to crack open the box.
Okay. Take open the box.
He's gonna need one of those candles.
As soon as the smell wafts into the air, he's with lightning quickness. With lightning quickness, you see a pocket-sized candle and a match just striking against something unseen, lights and sets it up on top of a shelf to the side.
Just look, matter of fact, nod. All right, and shuts the door to keep it from spreading.
Right then.
And Milo is going to put on his arcane goggles and go about the business of seeing how he can separate the armor from its occupant.
Very well. First things we're going to do is, with your goggles, I would like you to roll an Arcana check. It'll be at advantage, of course, to reveal the pieces of the armor.
It is not going to be at advantage because I still have one level of exhaustion.
Right,
So it'll be a straight
cancel it out.
All right. Is a 17 plus. I thought I had more than that. Oh, just a +7. All right. Yeah, 24.
Okay. With a 24, Milo identifies 5 different pieces of this armor pretty quickly. One he is intimately familiar with, as it ended him. He looks quickly, and it is the first thing that is apparent is the blade of the arm piece that she's wearing. The second piece is her left hand, which is now since retracted back into the armor, but is still a separate piece from it, is what she was using to shoot whatever that was, like bolts of energy across the room. The third piece of that is on the back of the armor. And I'm going to say this so you have a mental vision of what you're doing right now. No tools have touched this armor yet. This is you visually inspecting it. You sort of roll her, and Erish assists you, just sort of roll to identify more parts of the armor. You find a larger hexagonal plate on her back. This looks to be the source of what has the plate's ability to contract into something more less conspicuous. You also identify her boots that had put off some sort of flame effect. And the last thing you identify is the core chest piece that she has. So you've identified 5 pieces to this armor.
And what was the thing with the chest piece? I have right hand blade, left hand energy shooter, boots flame effect, inconspicuous mode on the back, and then chest piece was what?
We'll give them their names. Force blade, buster arm, modular containment system, igno heel boots, and haste core.
All right, I think I got all that.
Okay. What are Milo's next actions?
Trying to, without damaging any of the parts, separate them from the corpse.
Okay. Milo, as soon as your tools insert into the armor to remove the first piece, a crystal display flips out where near the neck is.
Oh.
Digital display reads across from it. Security breached. Self-destruct in 30 seconds.
Oh. Immediately going to try and stop whatever that is.
Milo, this is how we're going to run this. Welcome to your mini game for this armor.
Well, what the fuck, bro?
30 seconds is going to be about 3 rounds for you here. We're going to forget D&D rules for a moment. This is how long you have to get whatever pieces that you want on this armor off, and with enough time to hopefully get it out of the fucking ship, because you are in the air currently. So, as this starts, we're gonna turn off the birds in the ocean because I don't know why that's still going on. This display starts counting down. 29, 28. Time sort of slows down for Milo. All around him, just fly flapping across your brow as you're looking through this, and Erish's eyebrows just go up, very, very concerned. What will be you have about 3 rounds, which means about 3 choices, and it's going to be 3 checks.
Oh God.
Looking at this and identifying them, you know that certain elements of this armor are going to be more difficult to remove, depending on how integrated into the system that they are.
All right.
So, the first choice.
First choice, we're gonna go with the Force Blade.
Okay.
It killed me and I want it. All right.
Do it to it.
That's fair. You keep what killed you.
I would like you to go ahead and roll an Arcana check. Not an Arcana check, I'm sorry, but proficiency plus intelligence. This will be your tinkering tools bonus.
That is a 16.
The DC for the Force Blade was 12. Quickly unscrewing it from the sides, removing it off, Erish quickly takes it and sets it off on a table on the other side. All right then. I see we're still keeping it here. And he is like shaking at this point. 22, 21, 20, 19.
And do I remember what the Buster Arm did?
You saw it shot across at you guys, actually. She shot a couple of like energy balls across the room.
Alright, we'll go with the Haste Core.
The Haste Core looks like the most integral part to this armor. Looks like it will be the most difficult to remove. So
we'll save that for last then. We'll go for the containment system next.
There you are. Very well.
Did you roll your portents for today?
I have not rolled my portents for today. One moment.
Thought that might be important. So
work with me. Oh
Can't-
God,
you can
dang
see
it.
it's your
see
phone. Your
anything.
phone's a flat surface.
We're gonna turn this off for just a second. Yeah.
I can't see what
what
those
those
are.
are.
God dang it.
Those
It is
are
a
orange
19 and a
dice. What are
2.
you doing?
It's what?
19 and a 2.
Okay.
19
nice.
and a 2. Okay.
Okay. I am gonna roll for the containment core though. Or
Very well.
containment system.
This looks to be a little bit more integral to the system and a bit more difficult.
That is a 14.
Unfortunately, a little bit too integral to the system and eats up a solid portion of your time. I have one more choice and one more check.
All right, I'm going to use that 19 portent on the haste core.
For a total of
That should be a 26.
to remove the haste core was a DC 24.
Oh shit! Oh my god.
your time running out, you're unable to pop out the modular containment system. Knowing you don't have enough time, you flip her over and start removing the Haste Core. Erish brings his hands around as the suit itself starts warming to the touch. 7, 6. He presses down on the chest piece so you're able to dig your tools in there and pop the Haste Core itself out, catching it, setting it on a table. 5. What are you doing? 4.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Is there an unused room nearby? I can't remember off the top of my head the layout.
An unused room?
Yes.
Milo, you think if this thing explodes, this airship is going down. You know
Oh.
Merrick's Decanath, and you also know what your own suit could potentially be capable of. If Merrick's Decanath had anything to do with this suit like you know he did, this may incinerate everything around you.
Will you give me a gimme, real quick, that when I brought my stuff in, that my armor is in the room?
Yeah.
Armor on, haste, and try and drag that thing out.
Okay. Roll a... I'll give you your choice of an acrobatics or an athletics check.
Those are probably equally shitty for me. Let's look.
Oh, boy.
Acrobatics is 1 higher. Oh god. That is an 11.
Okay. Milo, I'm going to say, as Erish tries to just push it into your hands as best as he can, just lifting all of Tevin and just like into your arms as you grab it, haste yourself and fly out into this area below deck where your ship is. You see the door of the large ramp door that the horses have gone in and out of and that you guys have loaded onto the airship before. There's no time to open it. Through the wall, just exploding out of the airship, puncturing through the door, out into it, and it falls for maybe all of, I want you to make a dexterity saving throw for me. It falls all of about 30 feet before it detonates.
Oh my god.
You roll a natural
That's
one.
a big one, baby. I can
Is that a
feel
natural one?
Big one energy.
You have your
No.
other portent. You have your other portent. You have your other portent. That
It's a
isn't a
two.
natural one. Cody.
We will make use the last portent to make it a 2. And
Okay.
not a 1,
Sure.
for a total of 3.
I'm just gonna say, if you would like to save your portent,
Okay.
that will not make a difference in this
Okay.
case.
Okay. Oh god.
Don't worry about that last level of exhaustion if you're dead.
Again. That was fast. How many days was it? Less than a week.
No, you're killing me, bro.
I mean, you're not the one that's gonna die.
Jones doesn't have enough dice to roll this in person. He's having to use a dice roller.
We're playing Warhammer now, brothers.
For the guard.
For the guard. Shit.
And good thing that woman gets 100 days of thinking everything's alright.
Milo,
Oh!
you take 33 points of fire damage as this thing just consumes the area that it's in. You hear Nilbo top deck go, "Holy shit!" As the rest of you, there is no stealth check for covering this up. There's a fireball. You were flying in the air, thankfully, albeit concussed and currently just like flying through the air, probably by a solid 60 feet outside of the airship. Nilbo slams on the brakes in the airship, just bringing it to a complete stop.
How far away visually is he?
Is Milo or the explosion?
Milo.
Make a perception check for me real quick. He is under the ship.
Holy shit.
Wow. At at disadvantage, 19 and 18, so 27.
27. You see the explosion. Look down on the other side. He's probably about 90 feet away from the ship currently.
90 feet away from the ship.
Yeah.
I don't know what any of that was, so yeah, I'm gonna jump off the ship.
Okay. RTM off the ship.
Am I?
What the fuck
Like,
is going? Why
were there
did I
any-
do-
Any other effects besides the damage?
You're just reeling. Your ears are ringing. You're like, this has just knocked you on your ass. There's no other effects other than the damage. So
It's probably a few seconds before Milo kind of reorients himself. It's like,
Oh. Holy shit.
RTM.
I see RTM diving
Oh
out.
no, yeah. I mean, my purpose was to save Milo because he looked like he was spiraling wildly. So yeah,
He
I
did. His form was
Or-
flung crazily away from this explosion. So
Let's like kind of
Was he far-
stabilized and floating an unsteady line back towards the ship. Just,
Okay.
Okay. Oh. Hey, Artyom.
with a message once he's in range.
Woo! That was,
Just gonna look
doozy.
at him.
Probably like covered in just char, smoking a little bit.
Nilbo's brings out 2 daggers. This is why we need protection. All right, get ready.
What's currently below the ship?
You just see a massive fireball, and you see Milo and RTM off to another
Well, like,
side.
what's below the ship? What are we flying above?
Earth.
Like, is it a town or just some?
You guys are like maybe all of an hour outside of Moonwatch, so it's like woods.
Okay, I was just making sure no, like, town full of people got rained down by fucking fire and corpse parts.
Just so you know what I'm about to roll, I'm about to roll 3 perception checks for your mom, your dad, and Mirik.
Please roll
Wait,
up.
does it disappear into a fiery explosion?
That far away?
That's so good.
Okay.
We'd be what, 20 miles away?
At most. I did say at most an hour.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Nick's got them
To-
glass
to not leave Artyom, who is flying to me
What-
in the dark.
At any point while I'm free falling towards Milo, does he get within 60 feet of me? I'm not sure what the distance and height is. Okay.
Yeah.
When he gets close to me, I will. Still gonna do it anyway. I'm just casting Conjure Animals to to give him a ride in case he needed one.
Okay.
And having had his bells rung quite solidly, despite the fact that he can fly, Milo is going to take the offered ride and
Okay.
explain on the way back to the ship.
So I tried looking at that armor of hers, but she had a self-destruct thing built into it. It blew up.
Okay.
Milo's not going to explain further because he's still kind of like, woo.
Are you alright?
Ah,
I probably summoned bats, by the way. So you probably have like 2 bats just like grabbing onto your heavy arms, just trying like flapping, like just screeching horribly.
Yeah.
bit crispy.
It's about at this point, Top Deck sees a frazzled Erish with like a mask on top of his head. We have a problem. I see that we've stopped. That's a good thing. Milo has exited the ship in a rather hasty manner.
What?
Yeah, we got them.
Oh shit!
There they are. That's good to see.
What the fuck happened? What exploded?
As Milo kind of lands and gets his bearing a little bit, like,
Her armor exploded. Rest in peace, bitch. Okay.
No, the super armor.
I mean, Yes.
Did you get any parts off of it? She killed me with that arm blade thing. It was pretty cool.
I got the arm blade.
Well, good
Nice.
job.
I didn't get everything I wanted, but we'll see what I can work with. We got some new parts to mess around with and see what we can do.
And with that, he is going to totter smokily off towards his workshop again.
Thank you, Artyom.
Yeah, don't mention it.
He's
I'm a little weak to be flying after people falling that fast.
after 33 points of fire damage, he is probably still smoking.
Oh yeah, I'll probably heal my homie a little bit. if he's a crispy critter, I'll give you the good old healing spirit.
Probably see like when Milo just removes his glasses to rub his eyes a little bit, like his eyes are clear, but there's just like smoke, like black tar around his face.
Wait, so
He
you
got
didn't
the
come up deck.
sharp fix.
How did you get thrown off the boat?
26.
What was that, Gandalf? I couldn't hear you.
It says, you didn't come back on top of the deck. How did you get thrown off the boat?
Concussively.
There's a hole in the boat.
There's a hole in the
There's a
ship.
hole in the boat.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
But I mean, the air doesn't.
I go
wait.
downstairs. I'm gonna go look.
There is a roughly Milo-sized hole through
Like
the.
Looney Tunes style, or
No, it flew through like a bullet.
Okay.
He's not like this. Like he didn't face plant into it. But there is a sizable hole, like probably all told about 2.5 feet across in
I'm
diameter.
make sure none of the horses go near it. I'm gonna make sure they're staying away from the hole.
I imagine
Hey,
Crowley was
back
just,
up, back up.
yeah, I imagine Crowley was just in his room writing as the ship shook and he just paused. Mrs. Goggins, your son almost died today. He just dip.
I
Mhm.
wonder how many times you're going to be writing that in a letter.
It is my unfortunate duty to inform you that your son, and then I hear, oh yeah, you know, he almost died. Oh, he's alive. Never mind. Scratch, rip paper.
Oh god.
You live again today, Milo. But what about tomorrow?
Oh no.
Yes. Yep. I guess they should go look at this hole.
We have a new window.
I guess I'll take some of that food that I packed in my bag and
Mhm.
see if, just toss it over the edge for the bats. Like, here, have some food. I don't know. I
Crowley's
mean, they don't
definitely-
really sit too well, so they're just kind of like flopped on them. Like, yeah, you just go. If you hang on to that thing, you'll fry your toes off. Talking about the ring. On the
Yeah,
airship.
yeah. Give a couple of high-pitched squeaks and just dive off the boat.
The component bacon, the bacon that you put in your component pouch.
Hell yeah.
Right.
Wait.
Crowley's gonna make his way to the interior to inspect the damage.
You find Gandalf sitting there looking at the same thing. It's about a 2.5 foot in diameter hole just in the door.
I'm sure Artyom could, grow some wood out, cover this, or cover it with some plants for the time being.
Yeah, I'm
Sorry
I'm
about that door, guys.
slow moving. I'm trying to get down there. Just give me a second. I was there.
I
a few
mean,
days.
I look at it this way. We just
Slowly
got the
getting
new
down the
window.
stairs.
We can cut it out and
Like
fix this. This is an easy fix.
It
As long
was
as-
just speedy redecorating.
How big was the hole again, Jones?
About 2.5 feet in diameter.
Oh yeah, this is nothing. This is like a cannonball on a regular ship. We can fix this as long as everything else looks structurally intact. That's all I care about.
It is a bit windy down here now.
Door, right?
Yeah.
Does the door still look like it works?
He didn't hit the chains or anything like that. Just flew through the middle of the door. So now you just have a big ass hole in your door, and it's again pretty windy. Milo's probably got fucking papers flying everywhere.
Oh.
All right. Well,
Like shit, JPEG.
it should be fine. I can fix this, right? Yeah,
go ahead and burn another 4th level spell. If I see if I can shape that back together. It might be a little bit flimsy in that area, but
I mean, we could collect some lumber, and you can shape it into it if you. That shouldn't be too hard, right?
it wouldn't be too hard. But it's not going to look right. And I mean, isn't this special wood the airship uses anyway?
Yeah, it is.
Oh shit!
Do you have any more special wood that the airship uses to pitch holes?
Well, we would. Obviously, our destination probably would.
Probably in the market in rail kick.
Great.
That's why ships are easier to repair. But Crowley pulls out his little. Oh, okay.
Well, you
Wood
just
for mending.
Crowley, will you just go get me one of those empty casks of ale? I could probably just use that to patch up the hole for now.
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll go do that. And then Crowley just cloak billowing, I imagine. He just goes to get
Very
the
much
ale.
so. Everybody says. Anybody who's
Yeah.
down here.
Aren't you supposed to be flying the ship?
It's
Became
The
too-
Nobo, because Nobo apparently is down here.
Yeah, no, it's stopped right now. You wanted me to keep flying? I mean, I'm about to keep flying, but we probably
Oh, this
want to
is
fix
very-
this.
This is very windy for we're not even moving. Yeah, we should probably do something about this.
Right.
whenever you think I'd return with a barrel, just roll.
Yeah, just a couple of minutes. RTM using
Yeah.
a wood shape to patchwork the door together. It looks like you'd expect, but it's functional.
Well, meld shape, I'm sure it looks really great. Can we get it?
Well, at least it's looking like an adventuring ship now.
We'll get a fresh coat of paint while we're there, I'm sure. Well, I have nothing to say. I'm speechless. How's Milo?
Milo is sitting on the edge of his the smaller table that's against the wall, just kind of looking at the table that has the two components on it, and just it's very intense. He's on the come down still, just kind of like, whew.
You almost came down fatally. Anyway, I say it's enough of experimentation tonight. Let's take an early rest. Don't you think, Neilbo?
Experimentation for tonight. It's probably noon.
Oh, that's right. Well,
Yeah, we left quite early.
it is quite early. So used to traveling at night.
Maybe no more bombs aboard. And let me know if you're dead people you're bringing on board are bombs. It's probably something I should know.
You should just assume that all of them are.
In that case, I guess it's best that you start moving and see how this affects the ship, if at all, anymore.
Should be
Just
all
give
right
it-
with the patchwork. Thanks for that. Maybe able to find some more sword in rail kick. But all right, let's get to moving again. Try not to do whatever that was again. Close to the ship, at least.
20 minutes later.
Right.
Oh God.
Hey, Milo, could you maybe, for the sake of the rest of the group, let everyone know if you're doing dangerous things?
I wasn't aware that it was dangerous things. I didn't
Okay.
think that it would blow up after she was dead.
Oh my. Imagine if it hit those crystals and they also exploded. Now that I think about it, how many of those...
Wait, do you just have those sitting in your workshop? I thought those were in the bag of holding.
Okay, I'm just saying what if.
Okay. Yeah, that's a terrible what if.
And with that in mind, let's not. So Crowley will make his way back to his room and continue writing.
Did you get anything good out of it anyway? You said you got like the sword blade, the armed sword, the thing that killed you in Artyom.
We'll see what all I managed to get out of it when all's said and done.
Fucking Milo
Okay.
gave him the "we'll see" sign.
Like, Milo's not even sure it's stuff he can use yet.
Okay,
fair.
well, I hope so, cause holy shit.
I will say, Cody, I'll have you add those items once you install them into your armor. I also have some verbiage to clean up on both of them. So
Gotcha.
Oh my.
Kashik said she wanted a suit of armor.
Milo went into this just wanting
Loaded.
to do some inspection. He didn't expect it to turn into all this now.
Kaboom.
So
Yes,
much
pleasure.
for just taking a look, I guess.
Apparently.
Aye.
Saved lots of time on disposal, though. I mean, on the bright side. It's kind
I
of
don't. Milo,
self-cleaning.
can you use one of your? Not that is an alarming thing. Does this explosion send off any type of magical signature that like might be able to trace our trajectory, perhaps?
What?
I don't know if if this explosion could be a type of beacon to let them know where she perished.
What is a beacon?
It's like something that would let them hone in on the location that she blew up at, like a big magical footprint that you could track from anywhere.
We would have to look, I think.
So you think if they put a self-explosive in there, if they would put something like that along with it?
I mean, maybe. I don't really know how. I'm not even sure how we would measure it or check.
OOC, Milo don't got detect magic.
Okay. Sure, they should be fine.
That's been the motto so far. Just put it under the ship name, the Amethyst Star. Sure, it should be fine.
We're
Right.
optimists on this ship.
You guys are now on your way to Vralkik, though. So we have about 30 minutes left of our episode here. Nilbo goes back to piloting the ship. The ship steers just fine with no further repercussions. But it is up to you and what you would like to be doing during this time.
I am going to go approach Milo. Nope, nope, nope.
The door's still open, so.
Well,
What's
hello.
up, Melgrim?
Yeah, I don't know how busy you're going to be. I guess not very busy looking at the armor anymore, obviously, but do you think do you think you could infuse some sort of magic into my axe?
Probably. What are you wanting to do?
So as a kid, I always imagined electricity flying out of sparks like lightning flying out of my father's axe when I was a wee lad. I like my flaming sword, obviously. I just I want more options when we go into battle. Like, if we know, we do research or whatever, and we know, oh, this enemy that we're facing is more this damage or something like that. I don't know,
I can certainly try. I'd have to look into it. See what I've got.
Gestures at the cabinets just chock full of supplies that we just bought.
I'm sure I can do something.
All right. How are you doing, by the way?
Better now that our team helped me out. I was not exactly feeling great a little bit ago.
I'm not necessarily meaning from the fire damage you just took. I'm talking about.
Looks over at you, waits for you to clarify.
You died recently. How are you dealing with that?
Did something. It was a strange experience.
How did you come back, lad?
Still trying to figure that one out myself.
All right. Well, yeah. Glad you're still with us. And just-
Thanks, Malgrim.
Give him a little one-arm hug.
Thanks for asking.
Aye. You, your curiosity for things I don't understand kind of reminds me of my own son.
Well, I'm not real big on father figures right now. But I appreciate the sentiment.
I can understand that. I'm gonna go back up top deck.
After Melgrim leaves, still kind of at a loss and a little shocked over the events with the armor, he's gonna set those two components aside on a shelf, and he's gonna start going through his notes with something new to focus on with this infusion for Melgrim's axe. Start doing some preliminary, just theory crafting about that, just to take his mind off of the what just happened.
Right. Does Melgrim leave the axe with Milo?
Yes.
Milo, can I get you to roll a history check for me at disadvantage, please?
Sure. I can. Do I have history? Oh, I do have history.
Hey.
It's double disadvantage because you still got that level of exhaustion.
Oh man, disadvantage sucks.
True.
That'll be a 13.
Oh, psh, that's above 10.
It would have been a 25.
You look over the axe. The workmanship that's been put into this axe is actually quite incredible. The metal that it's fused together with, you're actually not sure what it is. As you're looking through it, it has this purplish tinted metal to it. Excuse me, what is going on? You're looking over it, and the purple lines just sort of extending out from the axe, like this blade's clearly been broken and reforged. It's curious.
Gives it like a weird second glance, like halfway over to his notes cabinet, like stop, turn around, take his goggles down and peer at it, see if it's something magical or not.
Make an Arcana check for me. Straight roll.
Well, he was actually going to use the goggle ability to cast Identify once without a spell slot.
Okay. It's not a magical item, so it doesn't really pop up for Identify. But the metal is
Purses
unique.
his lips. Oh, for fuck's sake. Screaming.
Hello with the big tired.
Man, disadvantage is a real bitch. That'll be a 9. Otherwise, it would have been a nat 20, by the way.
Oof.
You're not sure. I mean, a lot of the armor smithing that Milo has studied comes from the holes and comes from dwarven smiths from the past. There's a lot of knowledge there, a wealth of knowledge that you've gathered. This one's escaping you. You're not sure. You don't know what the material is, but it piques your interest at the very least. Your curiosity wheel starts spinning.
While Milo will go back to, getting out some notes and some blank sheets of paper to start doing some blueprints and stuff. He is nagged. He does not like not knowing about things, and especially not knowing about something that he feels like he should know about.
Day rolls on. You guys still have an entire day upon you of travel. 4. give or take, to Vrelkek.
I'll probably hang out on the front of the ship in my garden for a little while, get some daily meditation in, and then eventually go below deck and see if there's anyone about. Hello, hey. Do you guys know anything about this brow kick place we're going to? Anybody have notes or anything about brow kick?
Would I guess, being a well-informed individual of the world.
I'll say roll a history check for me.
15.
15. Nilbo has spilled the beans on a lot about this place already. What you know about Droam specifically is that they home and sort of haven to all sorts of monstrous races, things that would and people that would typically be looked at in a certain light amongst modern society, they accept in as their own. With that though, there's a general view of Droam as tribal, less civilized, evil. And 15, you would have heard of the governing system there. The governing system being that the daughters of Sorakel are its ruling, what's the word here? Triarchy? Triumvirate, triarchy, something like that. It's not well defined, but it is known that they are in control and that they rule over these lands. The coven of the daughters of Sorakel. Other than that, the town that he's described of Vrelkek specifically doesn't seem unique. It seems like a warlord has been granted a certain amount of space to make something of it, and that they are. With a 15 about Gorodon specifically, I'll say you don't know too much. Probably heard the same legends that Nilbo has, that he's a fire giant. Whether that's true or not, God knows. Giants aren't commonplace, so yeah. Vrelkek, again with a 15 in sort of your underworld context, you know that it's more of a black market than anything. There are people here that sell quite literally everything. There are people that sell on the up and up. There are people that sell, just various and sundry normal everyday goods, and there are some people that sell things unseen or things unlawful to sell in other places. So
Is that what you expressed?
I expressed that it's a very tribal community and that you should feel right at home there. As well, like, black market, I do generally, in fewer words, express everything Jones said, unless you ask for anything in detail. But I do very much emphasize the triumvirate, the ruling body, the daughters of Sorakel.
Sorakel.
Yeah.
SORA space KELL.
Phonetics.
So, this is a black marketplace where you can get things that aren't normally sold in other places, you mean?
They sell everything
Flavor.
on the up and up and on the down and up. I mean, would that be, I assume it's a good bet. Yes.
What was the question? I didn't hear it. I'm sorry.
Slavery.
Oh, yeah. Solid
Yeah.
bet.
100%. But like I said, it's home for a lot of monstrous races and people not usually accepted. And I guess you could compare it to Sharn society. They wouldn't allow trolls and orcs around there too freely.
Okay, so we know what we're getting into here when it comes to. Maybe we should let everyone else know that things like that are going to be something we'll just have to turn a blind eye to, or further get ourselves in trouble.
It is their way. We will bring it up, and I will see if I can't familiarize myself
This
more
isn't
with
like a legislative body. We just tell them we're on the same boat. You just.
I didn't say that. I'm just saying that's how things are done here. That's all.
Okay.
I yeah.
Yeah, I was assaulted by a dog on the ship all of a sudden, so I don't know what you want from me.
Doggo. All right.
Mm,
I'm gonna be spending the day doing a mixture. I'm gonna borrow like some pieces of paper from like, and maybe like a piece of what's it called? Not like bottle and ink, but like a piece of like a piece of charcoal or whatever. You know that you can use for like sketching drafts or whatever.
Sure.
And I am going to using the knowledge like that I have been able to gain from studying the wall stuff. I'm basically I'm gonna work on trying to expand my like vocabulary using what I already know with the Delcure language.
Okay.
As well as, and I'm gonna do like a little bit of starting to use that same charcoal too on some of the pieces of wood I bought. Starting to do stuff for drawing or making Kaushik's cat. Haru.
Where are you?
In my room.
Right, in your room. But where are you doing this on paper?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Just wanted to make sure.
It is not going to remain intact after I have finished. But I'm just gonna sit there and like use it to like and go back over it and basically go, okay, that looks like it's right. Fucking burn it or
Right.
something after I'm done, because I know that reading this is really bad for people's brain. So
It's as you're kind of going over it, gain the wind over and over again in your head, and eventually like there are moments where you go to think and you start thinking in the language, and it's like just an almost like creep over your mind, and it is a physical pushback. And as you're writing down on the charcoal piece of paper onto the sheet of paper, just a droplet of blood.
Yep.
All right. Harris will make a wonderful dinner for everyone, or I'm sorry, a wonderful lunch for everyone at the moment. You guys continue throughout the day. Nilbo sails right now. Weather is fine and okay as you guys start to make your way out of Breland. Is there anything else anybody would like to do for the day?
Yeah, if everyone's gathering at lunch, or perhaps I'll save it for dinners, that's when I'll bring up the ruling body and how things work.
Sure.
In this neck of the woods, as it were. And I'll make sure everyone's brought abreast of the situation that we'll be dealing with there.
Right.
all right.
I'll say this information probably doesn't come as surprising to most people here. Anybody who's abreast of the information, especially with Droam and not their dealings, but like their society, this isn't something that's necessarily looked down upon. This is strong over weak, plain and simple. It is dominance of will. So, for those that have been informed, which would be everybody at this point.
right. Well, it's a thing to be sure, having to probably be involved with that shit. But if this is going to be something that we need to get our ship outfitted with so that we can save the world, then and do so in a timely manner to get those people to help seal Zoriet away from the planet, maybe something we can work on another day. As much as I hate it. Is everyone okay with this? Do what?
We have to prioritize.
Right. Just making sure everyone knows ahead of time so that we don't get blindsided by something and, act accordingly. Act how a person should act. Let me just be frank. To act like a decent person. We make sure to stop that so that we can get what we need to make sure everyone survives. Is that all right with everyone? All right, just wanted to make sure.
Silence is about the answer, probably the best answer you could hope for on that sort of question on turning a blind eye to one's morals.
Yeah. Maybe we can just burn the place down on the way out if they don't have any zeppelins. I mean, who names a fucking town Browkick anyway?
Yeah. Those people, apparently.
I mean, what happens if someone does kick you in the fucking head? I mean, there's the survival of the fittest, so you'll just beat their ass and that's okay, right?
That's what it sounds like. If you are strong, then you make the rules.
Okay. It's like that no one's gonna correct me.
Good talk, everybody.
Okay. I am really hungry and I'm going to go to bed early, so I'm going to take a nap this afternoon. So I'm going to get stuffed and beach myself like a Papa Bear on the deck of the ship.
Have a good nap, Artyom.
Artyom, you go up to the deck of your ship. Haven't seen it in a couple of days at least. It looks like it's growing along nicely. All the druid crafting and the magics you've been pumping into it are taking root. So all of it's sort of growing out nicely, and you have a wooden statue, a bill gnome sitting in there that's sort of growing with vines around his feet now, sort of securing him in place and taking up his presence on the ship. But yeah, your garden is while still in progress and very much like dirt and rocky right now, it's making good progress.
Bird.
Right, guys, sail through the day and further into the night. Go ahead.
Before it gets too late, Kaushik wants to send a text message.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I know we haven't been gone long, but I wanted to check in and make sure you're doing all right. I want to send that to KJ.
All right. Moment passes by before you get a response. Just, yeah, I'm doing. Real fucking headache trying to get things situated around here right now. For the kids specifically. So I'm just busy, I guess. That's it.
I'm gonna respond again.
Okay.
Good to hear you're all right. Don't let me interrupt your work. I'll check in again soon. Good luck. Send.
Yeah. You feel it reaches its target. There's no response. Day goes on. More flying is done. Go ahead.
If we have more food that I get awakened up for, I will ask Kaushik. Hey, Kaushik, can you send a message to Korta Hagra to make sure we have any appropriate details for what we're about to be doing, and let her know that we're close? and en route.
To who?
To Korhagra,
Kortahagra, the leader of the
the old orc lady.
Oh, the one who was teaching what's
Correct.
his face? Oh
Nor-
God, I
Norgog.
can't. Norgog, thank you. God, I can't remember the guy's name. Okay, what do you want me to say to? What would you like me to say to her, or what would you like me to ask her? Tell her. What would you like me
Hello,
to do?
Kortahagra. This is Kaushik. We are en route to Druid people. Location and more info, please. I don't know. I've never done one of those before.
I like how Artyom specifies that she should say hello. This is Kashik. Sorry.
It's funny because I do that, even though I know I don't need to, because like the person I'm sending to knows it's me. But I'm like, "Hi, Lord Alfred, this is good." Alright. I'll pretty much say what he just said. I'll just be like,
Okay.
"Hello, we're on the way. Can we get a location?" Blah 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 blah. Whatever else.
Gotcha.
Within 20 words.
Right. Couple of seconds pass by and you hear the sort of just the dried bark voice of Kortahagra into your mind, and she goes, "Well, in the shadow marches, they're gonna be deep into the crawling swamp. There's no real landmarks to go by there, so it'll be word of mouth around there. There is a tribe that you can probably get some more information in Valsharak. That tribe is not friendly, but they are more friendly than..." And the message cuts out because I think I've gone over 25 words already.
So I'll tell Artyom. She said there's no real landmarks to look out for. It's deeper than the swamp, but there should be a tribe. They're not friendly, but they're friendlier than I'm assuming most. So that's all I know.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Did I miss
Oh.
anything? Did I miss something?
No, I was. She didn't say where they were though.
Well, I can't remember. The Kortahagra? Is that what you said?
Kortahagra is her name. She is.
Oh,
She said that they were.
Sorry.
She said that they were deep in the crawling swamp, and while there aren't really landmarks, the tribe that is located in Valsharak would probably
Valsharak.
give you
That's what I
more
was looking for.
information.
Okay, the tribe we are looking for is in Valsharak, and they will tell us where the tribe we want to talk to is at, and they are potentially mean people.
The tribe that we need to talk to find where we're going is Valsharak, and then they're not kind, but they're kinder than. And then there's the Kolkat.
Oh, you
The
get cut off.
Kolkat. Yeah, it got off. So I'm assuming kinder than others that we'll find if we find others. So
Sure. I do not know how this particular magic works, so I mean, could be important to know. Like, these people will be like the brothers and sisters of that tribe. Don't hurt them in case we have to beat the shit out of them or something, and this whole thing goes belly up. If you could manage, I would greatly appreciate it. A clarification on this. Saving the world, important to the devil's in the details, as they say.
right. Give me just a moment.
Sorry.
Okay. Can we get some clarification on this tribe, where we'll find them, how to deal with them, etc.? Send. at 4th level.
Okay.
You get 5 more words at 4th level.
Sure.
That's the name.
Sure. Homebrew, you get 5 more words for every level you send it above 3rd.
Yo!
What are the 5 words you want me to send at the end there?
We love you so very much. No.
That's 6 words.
Whatever.
Just take out the berry. Just say, we love you so much.
We're gonna
Done.
pick out the sound. We love you very much.
There you go. That's it.
Send.
Okay. I want to get clear. What are you asking? How to deal with them was one of them. And what were the other clarifying questions you're asking?
Sorry. I'm trying to remember what I said. How exactly to find them was one of the clarifying questions.
Right.
I can't remember what else I said. I need to keep writing these things down before I say it.
Moment passes by and you hear the voice again. There's a sister's tribe in Valsharak that will be able to give you further direction into the crawling swamp. How to deal with them, I don't know myself.
I will convey that information to Artyom.
Since she's
Verbatim.
granted a couple of more words, she says, "There's a reason I sent you."
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So we know to go to Valsharak and talk to the sister tribe there. I don't know what Valsharak is, but hopefully there's only one tribe there. Thank you very much, Kaushik. I appreciate you helping us clear this up. You're invulnerable. I mean, invaluable. Yes, invaluable to our group. You're invulnerable too. You're kind of amazing.
Thank you.
Just
I'm gonna
kinda-
go take a nap. Gosh,
Okay.
I'm tired. Wait, what time is it? Is it nap? Is it late?
Anytime is nap time, if you're tired enough.
I don't want to go to sleep too early. You know.
I'm trying to keep the day fluid in case there are
Something
conversations
happens.
that would like to happen on the first day.
I'll stay awake. I'm just tired.
Is there anything anybody else would like to talk about or conversations that would like to be had this first day?
At the end of that night, after I have basically been like, my head hurts from doing this shit all day,
Right.
I'm gonna get horrendously drunk in my room.
Very well. Easily accomplished with how much booze is aboard of this ship. So,
That was my hope.
Yeah, imagine that explosion hitting any of that alcohol.
Oh, I'd be so sad.
We would never financially recover.
Has anyone checked the horses?
Not my
I
responsibility.
must say, I was down
this
there
one
with
looks
the
really
room with the hole
emaciated.
in it, right? Like that's not all that same room, right?
yeah.
Are they okay?
As much as you saw, the explosion didn't happen in there, so.
Right.
I mean, my horse is fine. I'm sure.
Yeah, hers is dead. It hadn't like eaten the other two, had they?
It doesn't
Okay.
eat.
That doesn't mean it couldn't have like
It just
chomped them
vibes.
to death.
It survives solely on vibes.
Bad vibes. Is the mask still working okay on it?
It's on there.
Just muffling a little bit.
Yeah.
You just hear from downstairs.
That's exactly what you hear.
Damn it.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, then as we sail through the night on that nightfall, a few miles out, maybe another day's travel or so, you guys a horizon filled with the Grey Wall Mountains, a passage into Droam that you'll need to go over. As the last twilight of the night takes over, a couple of your eyes finding the night sky, the ring of Sybaris around Eberron. Your eyes find certain constellations. Looking behind a certain moon, this is rolling out a little bit further. Blood moon. Cool night, as cold air is blowing in from the north and is getting colder and colder. You guys traveled south, outrunning the winter by a bit, but it is now starting to find you. And that is where we'll end our session. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We really appreciate it. This is our first stream on YouTube as well as Twitch, so or Twitch as well as YouTube. YouTube being our one of our new homes. So thank you so much for tuning in wherever you're tuning in at. We really appreciate it. I am gonna raid someone still, even though that will only be on Twitch, because I don't think YouTube has that feature quite yet. So we're gonna go ahead and gather our forces and raid someone. Please don't forget to donate to Extra Life. You'll see right below me here, I have a thermometer of our ultimate goal that we would like to get out of $3,500. We're raising money for sick kids everywhere. My raid button has disappeared, so I'm going to go over to this screen. We are raising money for sick children across the United States, and well, more specifically, the Children's Hospital of Atlanta. So please open your hearts and wallets to that cause. And please drop a follow or subscribe if you're on YouTube. It really helps us out and helps us get noticed as well, so we can bring you more awesome content like we did today. So thank you very much. Much love. We'll catch you next week. We stream every Monday and Saturday. Mondays, we do Ghost of Saltmarsh, ran by this awesome guy right over here. For those who can't tell and point out, it's Gandalin or at Fear DOA. And then on Saturdays, we do this, the Eberron campaign, with all these awesome people. So come check us out, and we'll see you guys next time. Much love.
Bye.